SkyBus Oval for Good Friday footy in Tasmanian State League. Round number 4. Big clash between the Eastern Shore rivals coming your way this afternoon on the Daily Potato Co. live stream. It's Lauderdale hosting Clarence at SkyBus Oval. Brent Costello alongside Andrew calling for this one. Good afternoon, Drewy.
Yeah, pleasure to be calling this one alongside you, Bruno. Looking forward to this one. Should be a tight encounter between these two sides. One win, one loss for Clarence so far this season, and Lauderdale, well, they haven't got themselves on the board yet. We'll be looking to do so here this afternoon. Both had a pretty similar margin of defeat against the Tigers, so, you know, with the hardly exact sites of comparing results against other teams, it looks like it should be pretty close on paper, although the Bombers, you'd say, slight favourites coming into this one.
Yeah, you and I have both had a good look at Lauderdale this season. I've watched them a couple of times, had the bye last weekend, but looking forward to having a look at Clarence today. A little unsure of what they were going to bring to the table in 2022. Lost a host of good players over the off-season, but they went on the road last weekend, really took it up to North Launceston and got the job done at UTAS Stadium. So they've shown that they're going to be a force in 2022. When you look at the team list, they have lost a few players of note, but gee, they've got some familiar names there still too. James Holmes, Baxter Norton, Sam Green's done a good job for him recent years, Keegan Wiley. Mitch Rainbird's back playing this year. The list goes on. Colin Garland, of course, former Melbourne AFL player. So when you look at their list, they're still going to be really troublesome teams, that's for sure.
Yeah, certainly. Plenty of quality in that lineup. We saw last week a very impressive win over the Bombers of North, as you mentioned, really dominating that game, and quite the statement they were looking to carry on here against the Lauderdale side, who probably looking at the fixture at the start of the year would have seen 3 home games and thought, here's an excellent chance to really get ahead of a few teams in the league, bank some early points. Sitting at 0-2, this is a really important game here this afternoon for them. Can't afford to go 0-3 from 3 home games.
100%. We spoke to Alan Christensen at the press conference yesterday, and you know, we spoke about the fact they pride themselves on their performances down at SkyBus Oval, a notoriously hard place to win. And you're right, Drew, 3 home games to start the season. You can't afford any slip-ups. So this is a really big one for them today. They know that, and I reckon they're going to come out with some absolute fire in this one. Because as you said, we saw them play North Launceston a couple of weeks ago. A game they probably should have taken care of against a young North Launceston team. It just snuck away from them. So I think today they'll really have their eye on this one, particularly given it's against their arch rival up the road.
Yeah, it should be a firing counter given the close proximity. But yeah, Lauderdale, they've strung quarters together. They've played a good quarter here, a good quarter there, where they've been right on top. But it's just been that consistency, that full 4-quarter effort that's been the problem. There've been these kind of lapses in games where they've just not been able to keep it up, and finding that consistency this afternoon against Clarence is going to be the key, because at this level, if you do switch off or have a quarter where you're struggling like that, that can be the difference between a win and a loss. And as you mentioned, plenty of big names in this Clarence side, plenty of firepower in attack. If the ball does get in there as quickly as we saw it happen against Lauderdale a few times earlier this year, if the ball comes in with that speed, they've got the weapons to do some real damage to them.
A couple of things I'm looking forward to today. Clarence, of course, new coach this year, Peter Ryan, his son Keegan there. You can see him on screen, number 23. He's playing in the side this afternoon. Good to see him make the switch over. I think he was at North Hobart. So good to see him at the Clarence Footy Club. And also we get our second look at Jaden Magro, who we saw play for Lauderdale a couple of weeks ago, his first game. Showed some glimpses, didn't he, in that game? And looking forward to seeing him with a game under his belt, because he comes to Tasmania with some big raps. Yeah,
certainly had a real physical edge about him, was a tough customer, a real tough tackler, I think was the impression we got from him on his debut, and really looked to kind of set that tempo here for them this afternoon, crashing into packs. Another player I'm really looking forward to, was really impressed by last time, was Harry Richmond. Just thought he was super impressive with his lead-up play, and he's someone Clarence are going to need to pay some pretty close attention to, I reckon, because he looks to be one of the real players to watch this year.
Absolutely. So a nice crowd in here at SkyBus Oval for good Friday footy. Couple of other games too across the state today. Lonnie and North Lonnie, the big Lonnie derby up at Windsor Park, and then we've got the Tigers and the D's down at Kingston's Twin Ovals. We'll keep you across those scores as the afternoon goes on, but this one should be an absolute beauty. Lauderdale, the home team, taking on Clarence here at SkyBus Oval. Two of the teams that don't really like each other in the Tasmanian State League. The rivalry's probably dipped a little bit in recent years. It reached fever pitch back in the mid-2010s, I reckon. It was magnificent. But the umpire holds the ball aloft. Here's Andrew Cooling on the Daily Potato live stream.
So we're underway, although a bit of a false start because the umpire just not quite executing the bounce perfectly there. So we'll throw it up and go again as the two number 6s can go at it here. Green up against Smith. First clearance goes the way of the Bombers. Tumbling forward, running past it was Christensen. Can anyone get clean hands? Eventually it's picked up and swinging one down towards full forward. Mark down there, is that McGuinness? It's taken deep in the forward line there for the Bombers. So a quick start for them. And it's in fact Sammy Siggins who's just started deep forward out of the goal square and might be a stroke of genius.
Absolutely. So we know this man can play the game. He's just a superstar, really. Won the Lynch medal a couple of years ago as the league's best and fairest player, and chance to get his team off to the perfect start.
Siggins for the dream start. Can he put his side ahead without the Roos having touched the ball yet? He goes back. It's fading onto the woodwork. And a miss there, really letting him off the hook there. That's one he simply should have buried.
Yeah, a little let off for the Roos there, that's for sure. So Clarence to bring it in for the first time this afternoon. Taking their time here, just making sure they use the right option. They bring it in eventually. It goes to the far wing here at SkyBus Oval, and not taken there by Leonard Mullen. Will get the free kick anyway. Good to see this man running around the TSL as well. Love what we've seen of him so far in 2022. He bombs it long and the Bombers go deep inside 50 once more. That's a fine grab by Harry Richmond. You saw him take lots of clunks in the game a couple of weeks ago, as Drew mentioned in the pre-game. And chance now to get Lauderdale's first on the board this afternoon.
Just a really clean pair of hands and good inside 50s here. They want to go from these early incursions.
So the Bombers have another look at goal. That one's across the face too, a minus score. So they lead this one by 2 points, 2-0. So
a couple of chances go begging early on here for the Bombers. A positive start, getting the ball inside 50. Clarence will be keen to just settle things down and possess the ball a little bit. Everyone kind of gathering on this near side wing, and that's eventually well there ahead. A searching kick, Presure flying, but from behind, the mark taken by Poland.
Missed him last game, didn't they?
Yeah, very important, that intercepting presence he brings, reading the play so intelligently, Poland. It's impressive in their first game of the season. He'll drive them deep inside 50 once more. The big men will fly. A couple of people almost claiming the mark. Christensen lurking, and there'll be a ball up top of the square. And looking dangerous getting the ball in there quickly. Be keen to get a goal for this early play here, the Bombers. Chance from the stoppage here. It's one down by Clarence, and then that's a high tackle surely. Yeah, an easy decision there for the umpire. Just slipping a little high there was Bryce Walsh for a kick going the way of Holmes.
So slow start here at SkyBus. A couple of chances for the Bombers, but yet to capitalise on the scoreboard. The Rouge yet to get it to their attacking half of the ground. It's been all one-way traffic so far. Here's Hayden Smith, gets it up to Sutton. Sutton goes backwards. Poland now. That headband he likes to wear goes inside 50. Siggins all on his own, takes the easiest of marks. He wants to play on really quickly and does. Wheels around, goes to the top of the square, but it's all there for Clarence to gobble it up. They do just that.
And they'll play along the opposite side on this occasion. Tremaine had peeled off into a little bit of space, and he takes the mark there at half back now. Can he find a target? This is where they've broken down so far in the opening few minutes. Just opts for distance, kicks to a contest along the wing. Plenty of numbers there at the back for the Bombers. Smith gets there, just bounces off Holmes. And quick hands, and they're out here, the Bombers. They'll go inside 50 once more. Searching kick, and marking it is that man, Richmond again. So he's had one-sider and an opportunity here, although a slightly tougher kick with the distance, more generous angle.
Yeah, it is. So they need to make the most of these chances. They've had it down there in the hole first part of this quarter.
Yeah, set sail from the 50 paint. And it's a pretty good looking kick. Harry Richmond just had the carry, a beautiful drop punt, and they do get some reward for their early dominance here. The Bombers 1-2-8 leading Clarence, yet to score. They really had to get something to show for this early control they've had. And they now find the first goal of the game. Harry Richmond, already 2 marks inside 50 in the opening 5 minutes. Mentioned him as a player to watch pre-game, and he's certainly looming large in this contest already.
Yeah, good start for the Bombers. That's what they needed, an early confidence-boosting goal on the board, and certainly had it all in their attacking end so far. So over to Clarence to see if they can peg one back here. Smith won it down easily, and here's Clarence's first chance to go inside 50. They do just that. Ball bounces in front of a heap of players. It spills out the back though. Chance for them to go now and attack a goal. It's a strong tackle from behind, holding the footy. Bombers will get the free kick. They'll take their time here, Lauderdale. Trying to work it forward now. Mark taken by Hooker. Hooker pushes it to the far side. Nice crowd in here for Good Friday footy at SkyBus Oval. And that kick goes right in front of the Lauderdale coach's box. Which Rainbird, good to see him back playing TSL footy. Wearing the helmet, of course. He's been out of the game for a little while with concussions, Drew, as you probably know. So he's had the tick off that he can come and return and play TSL footy, which is fantastic news. One of the stars of the comp when he's up and about. Mitch Rainbird, there's no doubt about that.
Good to see him back out there, and he has a chance to get a kick away. It was just slung off his kick though, and have a repeat stoppage on centre wing. As Clarence looking to start to get a bit of a foothold in this game after being jumped by the Bombers. Smith goes unopposed, brought it down, but once again it's going to be Rainbird in there, just crashing through, and Christensen laying a strong tackle. So just repeat stoppages, the name of the game here. It's rather Shaw who laid the tackle for the Bombers. But it's physical in there early on, looking for the flying leap this time with Sam Green, and it works for them. They get it inside 50, but waiting back there was Sutton. Little flick through the legs, and eventually the Bombers will clear the area. Tumbling kick towards the wing, but it's going to come right back at them. Though plenty of numbers parked there. Did the ruse, one way then the other from Keegan Wiley, and eventually chips it down to Rainbird, who's certainly been prolific on his return early on. They'll go inside 50 here. Can they find a marking target? Bodies fly. Was there a little push there perhaps? There was, but it's going to go the way of the Bombers. And that should relieve the pressure. Poland will take the free kick in the back pocket.
An important player in this Lauderdale team. Will Poland mentioned that a moment ago. Missed the last game against North Launceston. Played well in the season 8. That's a nice mark from Siggins, who got it away quickly. Williams, handballs. They work it forward now, Lauderdale, right to the paint of 50. Richmond got it off to the running Christensen. Alan Christensen lines up, looks at goal. He's pushed after he kicked it, I think, and it might be coming back. So I think Alan Christensen will get a shot directly in front, probably from 40 metres out, to try and get his team second of the afternoon.
He gets a second bite at the cherry there, a little unnecessary. And Christensen will go back with a fairly straightforward kick for a player of his calibre.
Absolutely. So lining up, former Geelong Cat, premiership player, directly in front, and that looks beautiful off the boot. Alan Christensen makes no mistake, and Lauderdale gets it second. They lead this one 2-2-14 to no score.
Yeah, firmly in control at the moment. The Bombers absorbing a little bit of pressure up the other end, but for the most part in this opening 10, they've been well on top. They get a second goal there through Christensen. Good man to have the ball in the hands of. He makes no mistake. Great as an arrow there. Through the middle and getting some reward for their early control, which has been a little bit of a problem for them in earlier weeks this season. Just converting their periods of dominance onto the scoreboard. So they'll be pleased with that start. And it's over now to Clarence to respond. Green in the ruck for Clarence, but outsize there, although they should be able to get the clearance, and they will. They'll go forwards here, the Roos, sending it towards half forward, but the intercepting mark taken there nicely by Hooker. Looks to play on quickly, wheeled one way, then turned onto the left. Ugly looking kick for space, but it works out all right for Smith, although a stumble from the big ruck. He gets himself in a little bit of trouble there. Not the most elegant work from the big man there on the wing, Breno.
No, he overjoyed with that. So we wait the ball in here right in front of the commentary position here at SkyBus Oval. Good Friday footy. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on the Daily Potato Co live stream, wherever you're watching. Here's Harper, the skipper of the Roos. He goes to 50. It's punched, and now chance now for the Roos to have a look at goal here. Kick goes across the face here. Not quite across the face, but the mark's eventually taken by Cade Soward. He's going to back himself in and go back and have a shot on goal, slight angle.
Certainly the best opportunity here so far. First clean shot on goal coming up. And bit of an angle, but distance certainly won't be a problem. We might get an indication of the wind from this one, though. A bit hard to gauge early on. It tends to swirl a bit at this venue.
So Cade Soward to try and cut this lead back to 8 points. First real chance for Clarence to hit the scoreboard in this game. In he wanders. That kick is very nice off the boot, and he slots it straight through. So the deficit back to 8, and Clarence make the most of the opportunity going forward.
Yeah, first chance off the afternoon, and they get their goal there. Cade Soward didn't look like missing there. Confidently slotting it through, and they needed a response there after the Dale certainly had the better of the opening 10 minutes. Firmly in control, but the margin back to 8 points as they start to win the ball out of the middle just a little bit more in recent moments. Seem to do have a physical edge with Smith up against Green. Green might be slightly more nimble around the ground, but when it comes to a physical contest, some height, but quite a leap on Green, and he used it to his advantage there. Ducking into trouble there. The tackle was laid. Strong one there. Halt them. Able to escape Bryce Walsh. There we go again. Green keen to use a running leap as an over-the-shoulder decision, and it's going to go the way of Smith. So Green just leaping up over the shoulder in the umpire's estimation. The big ruck wants to get it moving quickly, and eventually he does by hands. As they swing it to half forward. Searching lead. The mark taken. Nicely down there by Blackburn. His first of the afternoon. He looks up, assesses his options. Probably just too far out to score, perhaps. He's now going to go back.
I reckon he's got it in him. He's footy journeyman Michael Blackburn, been at Clarence Footy Club in the TSL, back at Lindisfarne, now finds himself at Lauderdale, and a notable goal kicker. So I'm backing him in here, Drew.
He's going back a long way as he then plays on. I think he was called for taking too much time, and in the end he's had to kick from about 75 out into the pocket. Christensen lurking, couldn't pick it up. Bouncing away with it is Presure, but he's forced to the boundary line. They're looking to just corral him over. Siggins was there. And it just took a little bit long there, I think, in the umpire's estimation. When you go back that far, it's always a danger, I guess.
I guess so. Anyway, we're in Lauderdale's right forward pocket with the throw in. And it comes. Siggins had it all to himself in the ruck, wheeled around, just crossed the face. It would have been a lovely goal. But just the minor score on that occasion to push the lead back out now to 9 points. 15 plays 6.
Looming large as Siggins as Keegan Wiley sends him outside 50. Wasn't a good option though. 2 bombers there and they spoil it over the line. Kick to a contest. Probably want to get a little more distance there. Keegan Wiley just to the arc of 50. Another stoppage here. As Launceston have jumped North Launceston in the other action. 21-0 already in that one. Tigers taking on North Hobart starting at 2:30. 3 games in the TSL here on Good Friday. As Clarence unable to get a decisive clearance. Christensen burrowing in. Over the top of him was Ryan. And again, the umpire brings it to a halt.
So up it goes. Smith won it all to himself on that occasion. Walsh, was he taken high? Umpire said no. Another ball up from just where we were. Almost 15 minutes gone in this opening term. Said Lauderdale, much needed win today. It's their third game in a row at SkyBus Oval. Had the bye last week, so had the fresh legs this afternoon. Clarence, of course, coming back on a trip to North Launceston. Rainbird wrapped up in a tackle. Umpire will ball it up again.
Leonard Marlin a little bit lucky. He didn't give one away kicking in danger there. Had a bit of a wild swing at it.
Going to have a free kick here too, Marlin, by the look of it.
He's done very well there.
Yes. No, it's actually going to Smith by the look of it.
A big ruck can go back. Clarence flooding numbers back in defence. So he might be forced to kick to a contest here. Taking his time. Eventually, he's going to give it a hoist. Want to go on the barrel a little bit. A tumbling ball deep inside 50 and off hands through for a minor score. So they're doing all the attacking early in this one, Lauderdale, but leading just by the 10 points at the moment.
6 shots to 1, you're right. Let's bring it back in. Work it forward now, just outside the centre square. Handball's away from Sword, who kicked the first goal. Feel the ruse here, bouncing ball towards the boundary line. Umpire's blown a whistle though, and the free kick will be going to the Bombers. Kick goes to the paint of the centre square. Nat Franklin takes the mark. And they're away here. Sutton tried to shrug a defender. And the Roos managed to turn it over. Williams, though, gets it back for the Bombers. Now McGuinness. Josh McGuinness, the skipper of the Bombers, goes inside 50. Straight down the throat of the Roos. Waste no time, bring it back out of defence. But that one's gobbled up by Franklin. He's got options. He goes in the middle. Marlin plays on quickly. Inside 50, mark again from Harry Richmond. Just so reliable when he's out in the lead and takes another clunk on the chest.
Yeah, 3 marks inside 50 in the opening 16 minutes of the game. Key forwards, you're pretty happy if you get 4 or 5 for a match, and he's already up to 3. He's looming large here, Harry Richmond. He's kicked 1. Can he kick 2?
Underrated player in the TSL, in my opinion. Harry Richmond throws it on the boot, and that one's slightly offline to the right for a minor score. So that's 7 scoring shots to 1 now. The lead, though, just 11 points to Lauderdale.
Yeah, they might rue some of these misses. Not that that was an easy kick there for Harry Richmond, but certainly probably should be further ahead for the amount of control they're exercising over this contest. So another kick out for Keegan Wiley, just chipping one into the pocket on this occasion. This is where it's been breaking down a little for them. The Bombers setting up well on the wing and defending these contests, so they opt to just chip back inside this time to DALY, who'll now switch it up. Can they get something going on the far side? Howard chipping it further, and they've done pretty well here, Clarence. They've worked the switch, but then the kick lets them down. He had 3 men there, but Poland drifts in, and this is what he does so well, just breaking up the play. Sees it out there, but it was the right idea. They executed the switch well, had a 3-on-1, then they turn it over. Really just controlling the defensive wing at the moment at Lauderdale. They're struggling to get through them. Another contest here. One down by Smith. Out after this one is Tilly. Just about kept it in. No, the umpire.
I thought he did.
For a throw in. I thought he did too, Bruno, but the umpire didn't share that view.
Yeah, fast start for Launceston up at Windsor Park. They lead North Launceston 28-0. That's approaching time on in the first quarter. We know North Launceston lost Michael Stingle during the week. He's been such an important player for them the last couple of years. Syndesmosis, they think, is the issue there. So we wish him all the best in his recovery. Back here at SkyBus, though. Clarence on the attack. Harper with a big fist. Big tackle from behind there from Ratcliffe. Ball up. Good to see Jared Harper get the captaincy of the Roos this year. He's been a player with his club for a while now, so good to see him rewarded with the leadership role. Smith and Green. Green got first use. Gets it down. Tilly goes to the paint of 50. What's on offer? One-on-one contest, and that might be a free kick. It is going to Keegan Wiley. Siggins the offender on that occasion.
Just delaying the hand back there, and a few questions raised whether it was 50. I think he knew exactly who he was meant to give it back to. So they get away with it, and they get set up behind the ball as this one's chipped forward. And this time they do spot a target. It's marked by Jared Harper, who turns inside, sends them inside 50. Flying high was Rainbird, taken away from him. Off hands out now towards Hooker. Hooker drives them towards the wing. Searching ball. He'll fly over the top of Magro's head, but he's got a teammate in Sutton running on here. Sutton swings them deep inside 50. An early leap, but then it fell out the back. And the mark is taken. And an opportunity for Blackburn to go back and kick from about 20 out. And this is one they surely need to take.
Yep. No, as I said, a notable goal kicker, Stixie Blackburn. And I wouldn't have thought this one will trouble him too much.
He's taking his time once again, but he'll be all right this time. He called to play on earlier. Very considered approach from Blackburn as he runs on in, and he's celebrating early. He liked that as soon as it left his boot. And they get their third of the afternoon. They skip out to a 17-point advantage, 3-5-23. Clarence 1 straight 6.
They're very happy with his work there, Sticks. First goal for Lauderdale. Missed the first few rounds with injury, and good to see him get a crack this afternoon. As I said, played SFL footy with Lindisfarne the last few years, was at Clarence prior to that, and now finds himself at Lauderdale. I think due to his relationship with Dan Willing, of course, who used to coach back at Lindisfarne. So good to see these players returning to play at the top flight in Tasmania.
Yeah, and certainly has an eye for goal, and certainly enjoyed his work there. He was off as soon as that left his boot. He was sprinting away at celebration.
So we're back in the middle. The ball get out cleanly, it does in the end. Harper, another centre clearance, and that's a beautiful mark on the chest. I want to play on quickly. DALY Presure. Decides just to go back and take his time. Finds an option in the end. Didn't work out in his favour. Ball lands in the hands of Jack Presure now. And now on the boot of Seward again, who kicked the first goal for the Roos. It spills out the back door and goes through for a minus score. So 3-5, plays 1-1. We've just ticked over 22 minutes now in this opening term from SkyBus Oval. Good Friday footy on the Daily Potato Co TSL live stream.
Yeah, it wasn't the worst idea from Presure there, but he needed a lower kick. He just let it float and allowed the defence to get across and spoil it, as again Smith's the target. He's going to be in the back against Green though. Right under the umpire's nose, that one, and another free kick going the way of the big Lauderdale ruckman, whose sheer size is causing some issues in that matchup early on. The one-on-ones. Green keen to use his athleticism and leap, but when there's no room to do that, the big fella exerting a fair degree of influence. He's the slow play it for the time being. Now they'll take it wide and drive it down towards half forward. Again, flying early there, and out the back once again is Harry Richmond, making 4 marks inside 50. They're going to need to clamp down on him, and he looks pretty content to go back and have a shot here, Harry Richmond. It's been the only area that's let him down so far. 1 goal 2.
We're right behind this one, Drew. We'll know straight away how it looks.
He saunters in. He'll just wheel around a little Richmond, and it's looking pretty good off the boat. He's got number 2, Harry Richmond. Just used that extra meterage to wheel out to the right. He has his second for the day. He is dominating this contest up forward. He has 2. Lauderdale have 4-5-29. They lead by 22 points.
Yes, they're getting some reward now for their attacking first quarter of footy, Lauderdale. 22-point margin as we approach quarter time. Bit of feeling in this one now, which is good to see. We know these two teams hate each other's guts. Lauderdale had the little sister tag or little brother tag for a long time. Turned the tables a little bit with those 3 grand finals, I should say, they played in a row. As always, it's one of those games, Drew, where no matter where these teams are on the ladder, there's always some feeling, and they're always usually pretty close as we restart in the middle. Walsh is there. Sutton. Walsh again. He's got the head bandage up. Clarence get the footy. Kick forward to the wing now. Sword again, who's had plenty of it in this opening term, tried to shrug the tackler in Shaw, but he's been pinged for holding the footy. Like some of what we saw of Ned Shaw a couple of weeks ago, Drew. He'll be a good player for this club for a long time. All turned over again for the Roos. Presure, the Jack variety. Another whistle blown though, it's coming back. It'll be a Clarence free kick.
Yeah, you mentioned the dislike between the two teams. I think we're seeing that with a little contact after the ball's being disposed of early in this one. There's a little niggle out there. This one's chipped short to Baxter Norton. Almost ran straight into danger. Impacted the kick a little, but he still gets it reasonably deep and he finds a marking target. Barwick charging out there, and Jacques Barwick will have a tight angle here. Clarence in need of a second goal, trailing already by 22 points. They need Barwick to produce the goods here. What can he conjure up? He'll play on and turn inside, opens up the angle a little bit. Jacques Barwick floating across the whole way, almost marked by Garland, but across for a minor score.
4-5 plays 1-2. Dying embers of this opening term from SkyBus Oval in beautiful Lauderdale on Good Friday 2022. Here's Poland, the former Tiger. Got the kick away before it was smothered. Big fly from behind from Swinton, giving away the free kick there. So Sammy Siggins. Love what he brings to the table in the TSL, this man. He finds Smith, who's all on his own. Decides to go inside to tack. Stanley couldn't take the mark. Harper got the handball away, but they're in strife here, the Roos. Ball up.
No prior opportunity there for Keegan Ryan, but the pressure coming from the Bombers, very impressive.
Up it goes again. Siggins had it all to himself. Walsh now. He's crunched by two Clarence tacklers. And free kick, is it?
Over the shoulder.
Well, Bryce Walsh will have the chance to put his team even further in front now as we approach quarter time. Hasn't this man been a wonderful servant, not just to the Lauderdale Footy Club, but the TSL as a competition. It's 50 metres, is it too? Well, there you go. The easiest of goals now for Bryce Walsh, and there it goes right through the high diddle-diddle. And 35 plays 8 now. A big lead to the Bombers.
Yeah, putting it on the scoreboard. And look, the one area they had been letting themselves down a little bit was the goal kicking, so you don't want to go giving away 50-metre penalties like that to make an absolute certainty of it. Just some ill discipline from the Roos, and the scoreboard probably reflecting the general dominance of Lauderdale here in the first quarter. They've been well on top. They're winning it all around the ground, and Clarence just struggling to match it with them at the moment. Lauderdale firmly in control, and 27 points probably about right given the way this first quarter's transpired. Back to the middle. 27 minutes plus change going here in the first quarter. Lauderdale making a fantastic start, looking for their first victory of the season. One down by Smith, and they'll take it out of the middle and send it deep forwards once more. Should be gathered at the back though, and it is the intercept mark taken by Luke Swinton. Looks to move things on quickly, just punches a low dart there for Presure. Heads wide. And this might force them into a tougher option. They'll have to kick to a contest down the line. That's just what he does. It floats out the back, not quite finding Barwick. Gathering it was Holmes. Handball to a teammate under pressure. The tackling intensity impressive from this Bombers outfit. They're bringing the heat, and right now Clarence are not handling it.
Yeah, different looking Lauderdale side to what we saw a few weeks ago, isn't it?
Certainly.
Can't be too long left in this first term. 27-point lead to the home team. They've come to play this afternoon. They work it out here. The Bombers not cleanly enough. Ends up with the Roos, but not for too long. It's back inside Lauderdale's attacking 50. Franklin got it out. McGuinness now pumps it inside, long and deep. But now Ryan got the handball out. Clarence out of danger just for the moment, but not for long. Oh, the mark was spilled by Smith. And a free kick being paid for holding. And there is the quarter time siren. So a very dominant quarter by the Lauderdale Footy Club. Probably could lead by a few more goals. They lead it though 35 points to 8 here at the first change. Andrew Cooling, what do you make of that first term?
Yeah, total dominance from the Bombers, wasn't it? They really controlled the game out of the midfield, got the ball forward quickly, and then they were able to lock it in there. Clarence have just not been able to really transition the ball out of their defensive half. I can't think of one time they took the ball from the back half to the forward half. Every time they're kicking a contest down the line, and the Bombers are just controlling the skies there. They're getting their hands on the football far more, and they got to start winning it at the coalface a lot more if they're going to get back into this one, Clarence, because right now this is all one-way traffic.
Certainly is. In the north at Windsor Park, Launceston leading North Launceston by 28 points as we approach quarter time there. Tigers and D's about to get underway at the Twin Ovals. We'll be back with more from SkyBus Oval shortly. It's the Bombers leading this one by 27 points. Welcome back to SkyBus Oval here in Lauderdale. Round 4 Tasmanian State League action on Good Friday 2022. And it's Lauderdale leading this one pretty comfortably at quarter time. Did all the attacking in that opening term. Brett Costello here in the commentary box alongside Andrew Cooling. Drury, yeah, it really was a dominant display from the Dale.
Yeah, certainly really controlled all facets of the game. Clarence going inside 50 all that often. Took a couple of marks in there. Got one goal from it, but they're going to need to start winning the ball out of the middle. Oh, for an Ollie Davis type out of the middle at the moment, Clarence must be thinking. Someone like his influence in the middle. Because right now, they're just getting blasted out of there.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Some of the better players, we mentioned Harry Richmond a lot through the broadcast, but she's been impressive. Last time we saw Lauderdale play and this start of this game as well. Michael Blackburn got on the board, which was good to see for Lauderdale, his first game with the Bombers. But yeah, you know, the usual suspects too, getting a lot of footy for Lauderdale. So yeah, it's going to be an interesting second quarter here. The challenge over to Clarence now to work their way back into this game. A really good win on the road last weekend against North Launceston, but some work ahead here for them this afternoon.
Yeah, you mentioned North Launceston. They're in a bit of a hole there, up against Launceston, 41-6 in other action. TSL this afternoon. You can catch all 3 games live on the Daily Potato Company live stream. Just about ready to get underway in quarter number 2 here as Clarence try and get back in this game after being jumped in quarter number 1. The Bombers firmly on top. It's over to the Roos to respond.
Is indeed quick score from Windsor Park. 4 minutes score in the second term. It's Launceston leading that one by 41 points already. 47 plays 6. So Launceston continue their dominance in the TSL at the moment against their crosstown rivals. Long way to go there, of course, but we know some injuries affecting North Launceston today with no Michael Stingle there as an example. But we're underway here for quarter number 2 at SkyBus Oval. Away we go. Siggins got wrapped up. Harper's in there for Clarence. Spills out the back. The player there that had it was Rainbird. And the helmet, of course, as we mentioned, has had some issues with concussions recently, the former Glenorchy player. Spent some time out of the game, but great to see him back after being cleared to play again. Smith got it away. Siggins, a big long kick now. Inside 50. No, take the mark. Out the back. Ends up with the Roos. The kick from Bealey. Overshoots Ned Shaw in the end, who's all on his own out there on the far wing here at SkyBus Oval. Hooker. And now Walsh. Walsh, and he hits up Tilly, who's all on his own. It says it's out in the full. The umpire. Swinton will get the kick. That's right half back for the Roos.
This is where they struggled in quarter number 1. Can they find some pop off half back here in the second term? Goes looking for distance. A pretty good looking kick. Looking up at the ball, but they can't take the mark with quick hands, and they're off here. Clarence. They swing the ball deep inside 50. 1-on-1 deep. Surely a push. No, getting away with it was Poland. And getting a foot to it, I think, is Holmes just on the line. And he gets the first goal of the quarter for Clarence. It was James Holmes that spilled over the back. And he was quick to react and get a toe to it. So a good start there for Clarence. And encouragingly, they were able to move the ball off half back. Went through the middle there. It was a little bit scrappy, but some quick hands and a deep kick finally put that Lauderdale defence under some pressure.
That's exactly right. So a lovely start to the term for the Roos. Just what they needed to try and work their way back into this contest. Restart in the middle now. 2 rucks go at it. Smith won it down. Franklin sold a bit of candy, got it off to Siggins, who couldn't quite get it under control. Rainbird's there. Eventually picked up by Sutton. The Roos get it again. Here is Jared Harper. He goes long. Another inside 50 for the Roos. Poland couldn't hang on to the mark. Good tackle there by Williams. They'll have a ball up.
Stoppage inside 50. This is where Smith's really controlled it, but some good body work from Garland, and he gathers and snaps a goal. Well, this is a great start to quarter number 2 from Clarence. Scotland Garland gets body on the big ruckman, snaps it round the corner, and they've got 2 goals in 2.5 minutes to start proceedings here. Much better from Clarence, and they've cut the margin back to 15 points.
Well, it's electric, isn't it? Didn't see this coming from the Roos. They've obviously got a nice rev up from Peter Ryan at quarter time, and they've come out firing. Isn't it great to see Colin Garland coming back and playing TSL footy? Exactly what we want. You know, blokes not playing in the AFL anymore, coming back home and coming into this competition. It's great to have someone of his calibre being there for these young Clarence players to feed off and be a sponge, I suppose, and soak in all that information from such an experienced player like Colin Garland. So hot start for the Roos this second term. We're underway again in the middle. Smith, Franklin went head on into Harper, and holding the footy. Ooh, gee.
I don't know where the prior opportunity was there.
Anyway, Clarence will get the footy right, smack bang in the middle here of SkyBus. Harper's the man that's going to have the free kick though. What's on offer for the skipper? Off they go. Right forward pocket. Blackburn was there. One out by the Bombers in the end. Bouncing ball. Roos again though. Gee, they look hot at the moment. Swinton got it forward but gobbled up by Lennon Marlin. 15-point lead. Lovely start to the term for the Roos. Marlin goes long to the outer wing. Big fly! What a mark from Sam Tilley. Waste no time in playing on. Bouncing ball. Blackburn's there. So is Josh McGuinness. McGuinness got the handball away, but Clarence turned the footy over. Back inside the centre square. It's gobbled up by Nat Franklin. Franklin wants to play on quickly and does. Goes inside 50. No one can take the mark. And we'll have a ball up and a chance to catch our breath after a stunning mark. Did he actually hold on to it in the end, Drew?
I don't know if that's why he played on so quickly, just so the umpire didn't have any chance to process it. As soon as he hit the deck, he got it moving forwards.
He was away. It was a good fly, though.
Absolutely, and he might be able to get on the outside here, although it stays locked in, trying to get out with Siggins, Christensen, zigs and zags, and then hands off to Bryce Walsh, snapping one towards Gulf, drifting across the face. Oh, didn't clear it properly. You've got to put that through from behind, but it's touched off the boot. And it's going to be a minor score only. Dangerous, dangerous stuff there. And the umpire spotted another free kick here, I think. The Bombers' ball. So, chaotic scenes in the Bombers' forward half here at the moment, but they're going to get the ball back. Eventually a chance for Magro to try and make something happen. He'll set sail for around about 40 out. He goes back and drives at Garland. Goal umpire looks straight back over his head. It's a lovely kick. And they get a response there at the Bombers. Their sixth of the match, 6-6-42. Magro with his first of the afternoon, leading Clarence 3-2-20. And probably needed a response there after a strong start to this quarter from the Roos.
Absolutely, just takes the heat off a little bit, doesn't it? Geez, plenty happening in that last couple of minutes. But yeah, you're right. They needed that goal just to stem the flow of play, really. Picked up a hot start here by the Roos, but yeah, just eases things as far as the scoreboard goes. The Bombers, they're back out to that 22-point lead. So, whew, yeah, bit going on.
I didn't actually catch what the free kick was for.
No, I didn't either.
But they get the goal, they get the response.
They do indeed. So back in the middle we go. Smith back behind. Presure was there. Umpires found something here. The free kick, it's going to come back. It's that man again. Sam Tilley. Sold some candy. Tilley disposed of the defender and drove it long and deep inside 50. Christensen. Beautiful one-handed grab from the former Cat and Lion in the AFL. And he'll go back now. He'll be right behind this one, so we'll know straight away how it looks, but it shouldn't trouble a man of his calibre too much.
Yes, and Tilley making things happen, took the big hanger, now he's selling some candy and driving it inside 50, having a real impact on this quarter, Sam Tilley.
He is indeed. So Christensen looking for his second goal of the match. Kick is on its way. Kick is beautiful, straight through the middle. And Lauderdale get a couple in a row here at SkyBus Oval.
Yeah, good response, quickly reasserting control here, and quick ball movement really is what Clarence there They defended it pretty well. The defender got good body on Christensen, but he just protected the space and with one arm just hooked it in. That's the quality that Alan Christensen brings. Pretty hard to defend that sort of thing. Defender didn't do much wrong at all. But Christensen able to get his second of the afternoon. And the margin back out to 28 points in the blink of an eye. So Clarence has good work to start the term. Quickly brought back. So the Roos find a centre clearance here. Smith really exerting his dominance in the ruck. He tapped that one down to Franklin. Goes one way, then the other, and then again he'll just pump it in deep. Dangerous looking kick. Christensen just runs over the top of it. Danger not passed. Handball off towards Siggins. Couldn't control. A little bit high there, I thought, on Presure. Play allowed to continue. Handball away from Beerley. Keegan Wiley got the handball out and they eventually clear the area up towards the wing. A couple of one-on-ones there and the umpires spotted a hold. And it's going to go the way of the Roos. Defensive side of the wing. So they do well to survive there, the Clarence. And a little ship kick made Doran stretch, and that invited the defensive pressure. Flicked out looking for Baxter Norton. Slammed on the boot and they'll tumble it inside 50. Trapping it down there was Holmes. Angled the body looking for the high free kick, not forthcoming. And there'll be a ball up on the arc of 50.
Well, it's 10 minutes gone, second term. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on the Daily Potato live stream. Good Friday footy in the TSL. Smith won it down, but only as far as Mitch Rainbird, who loads up just inside 50 and slightly offline to the right for a minus score. Takes Clarence to 3-3, 21, Lauderdale 7-6, 48. So Marlin now in the fluoro yellow boots. Goes to the outer wing. Well, can get it out cleanly. Be a free kick to Walsh. It wasn't. Umpire let it go. And ball backwards. Moving forward from Marlin and now Reece Sutton. What can he do? The veteran got away back to Marlin. Advantage paid here to the Bombers. To the paint of 50. That's gobbled up by the Clarence defender. A switch play here immediately. The Roos mark taken by Liam Howard. He finds an option short. And now the target is Sword. Played Sword. Overshot everyone there with the kick, but picked up now by Ollie Presure, who's offline to the left from behind.
Just moving the ball a little bit quicker here in quarter number 2, Clarence. That forwards a bit more of a chance at it. That was really sloppy coming off half back. He's out on the full, so they'll take it quickly. Chip kick inside, finds Rainbird all alone. And a good opportunity here for the Roos to profit from that mistake. Just a little sloppy from Lauderdale coming out of the back half. And Rainbird, who's probably been one of his side's better players so far this afternoon. Kicked to behind moments ago. But that was a slightly more rushed attempt with the set shot. A good chance, you'd imagine, here. Important kick for his side, down by 26 points. Mitch Rainbird sets sail for home, but again, he's just hung it out there to the left. And a minus score only, 3-5-23. Trailing Lauderdale 7-6-48. The Bombers firmly on top here at SkyBus Oval.
So Will Poland, the man with the kicking in duties. Runs right out, wants to go long and does. Right to the wing. Clarence do well though. They get the ball back and deliver it inside attack once more. Ball spills out the back to no one. Bouncing ball through behind. And Garland just barking a few instructions there. Poland will get another crack here to bring the footy back into play. This time opts for the commentary side of the ground. Marlin. Handball off to Richmond, had to be quick and was. Now going inside is Ratcliffe. What's he got on offer? Siggins just strong. Used his muscle beautifully, put the big jukes out and took the grab.
Yeah, when they've got Siggins in one-on-ones, generally he's been winning them this afternoon. He's a big, strong lad. Never looked like being any other result than a Siggins mark. It was a lovely kick to his advantage and a pretty good opportunity here for Siggins.
Former Adelaide Crows draftee, the former Alistair Lynch medalist. Sam Siggins, star of the competition. This one shouldn't trouble him too much, but it does. Offline for a behind.
Just hanging that one out to the right was Siggins. 25 points the margin as they'll gather on the near wing here. Just opts to stab one to the pocket. It was difficult for Paprotny. Controlled well at ground level. Gave it back to Wiley under all sorts of pressure. Back to Paprotny. Now trying to spin out of troubles. Tremaine. He gets them outside. A defensive 50, but the mark's taken there by Lennon Marlin. Intercepting 60 out. Plenty of bodies back in defence here for the Roos. Marlin looks up. And he'll just kick it to the teeth of goal and let the big men fly. Siggins is down there. It fell out the back. It'll be taken by Paprotny. Quick hands. Eventually they made a bit of a mess of it. Missed handball, and coming in was Stanley. Was he taken high? He was. And the free kick to Stanley will give the Bombers another opportunity on goal here. It was all just a little untidy from Clarence trying to clear the area. That's what pressure will do to you. He plays on, wastes no time. Stanley wheels onto the right, sets sail for home, and again he misses. 7-8-50. Well, they've been pretty good in all other aspects here, the Bombers, but they've left a few goals out there so far.
Yeah, they have. Haven't made the most of their opportunities. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite them later in the game. Sword. That goal for the Roos earlier in the game. Travels up the wing. Fly from behind. Harper sees it over. Right in front of our commentary position. Launceston dominating at the moment up at Windsor Park. 52 plays 13 against North Launceston at the Twin Ovals. Approaching time on in quarter number 1. It's the Tigers with a 2-point lead over North Hobart. And here it is the Lauderdale Footy Club, 26-point lead over Clarence. They work it out here, the Roos. James Holmes. Kick was smothered off the boot. Wrapped up his Presure. Jack.
A size mismatch between Holmes and Smith there, but he wasn't taking a backward step. Thought his teammate got some ill treatment and he was flying the flag for him despite the massive disparity. Clarence get the clearance here, but it's an ugly shank of a kick. And it'll be picked off at half back. Quick handball across to Hooker, who pumps them long and direct. Trying to use the body there was Stanley, but it's nicely done by Clarence. They work it back inside. Baxter Norton wrapped up in a couple of tackles, and they win it back the Bombers. Handball through here to Walsh. Walsh ships one into the forward 50. It was just ahead of Magro, turning sharply and setting sail for home. It's gonna just drift across the face. It wasn't the best contact off the boot. Another behind for Lauderdale, 7-9-51. So they're leading Clarence comfortably. And they probably should be ahead by a few more.
Yeah, you're right. They should be. So Clarence now, good strong jukes from Oscar Paprotny. Inside centre square here. Rainbird finds a target. Barwick to the painted 50. Mark taken by Cole Garland. Plays on super quickly. Like what he saw up ahead of him, it was James Holmes. Takes the mark in the right forward pocket for the Roos. Tough angle here.
Just about their best passenger play of the afternoon, though. Just
yeah, it was.
A series of good, short, sharp kicks hitting targets. Difficult chance it's led to, but a chance they need to take.
James Holmes played a lot of footy with Clarence over a number of years. That kick is on its way. Don't tell me. Don't tell me James Holmes has kicked it from there. That is something special for the number 1 for the Clarence Footy Club.
Well, that was definitely the best passenger play of the afternoon. How's the finish from James Holmes?
Wow.
Just leans back with the banana, if you don't mind, and dissects the middle. And 4-6-30, they cut the margin back to 21 points. And after Lauderdale missed probably 3 fairly gettable shots, Holmes does that from the most extraordinary of angles. And it pulls them back within 21. So Clarence, they're being outplayed, so they're going to need to take their chances to hang in there. They've done just that through Holmes. A spectacular goal. And it's back to 21 points as we approach red time in quarter number 2. ready to go again out of the middle. Smith against Green. Smith won a down. Good tackle late. Is that going to be holding the ball there against Franklin? It is. He argues the case that he didn't have prior opportunity. By saying, well, you turned and went with it. Keegan Ryan winning it. And ships it short. Quick handball. The immediate release to Presure. Presure weaving past one. Weaving past two. He slams it on the boot. It's going to drift and be marked in the pocket. Well, Rainbird able to get that one. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Rainbird it is. He's now got an even tougher angle to work from. Holmes doing it from the opposite side. This would be an even more extraordinary kick. Just a reasonable fist off it, but off hands through for a minor score. And they get the margin back to 20 points.
So it's an entertaining contest, this one. Just when you think Lauderdale's on top, Clarence will mount a challenge, and we know it's a 20-point ball game, but feels a little bit closer than that at the moment. So in come Lauderdale. Nice grab. Beautiful hands there. And Keegan Ryan, the son of the coach, of course, who mentions come across to Clarence with his dad. And that's a good grab from Will Poland.
He's so good at that side of the game. Just reads it off the boot. Seems to be that half second ahead of the forwards he plays on most of the time.
Yeah, very good player, Will Poland. Decides to go to the outer wing. Bouncing ball, Ryan. Another inside 50 for Clarence, but that one is out of bounds on the full.
Getting the ball in there with a bit more regularity in quarter number 2, Clarence, though. He went forward a few times in that first quarter. One of Marlin's been busy. He chips this one across, and Steinbauer marks a true halfback. Tight to the line. The Bombers content to slow play it for the time being. Drives them towards centre wing. The big men fly. Man in front's going to be paid that one, I think. Richmond came from behind, but the mark will go Clarence's way. And Keegan Ryan will send them inside 50 once more. Driving them towards the line. Giving it a good contest was Garland, Steinbauer and Shaw quick to wrap him up. There'll be another stoppage inside 50, but they're just working their way back into this contest here. Garland, we've seen kick a goal out of the ruck already, doing the work in the forward line. He won that tap down, then laid a strong tackle. Going absolutely nowhere was Franklin. Caught in a vice-like tackle from both sides. Garland again will compete. He won it down. Rainbird got no purchase on the kick. Steinbauer through traffic. Handball across to Siggins. He's also under pressure. He'll get it back. Flicks the handball across and just thumped forwards, but straight to the opposition. And a chance of hands for Clarence to send it inside 50. They kick it right into the middle of the arc. No one was there. 2 players missed it though. And an opportunity skipping away is Presure. Oh, he's done it. Lovely work from Ollie Presure. Just peeled away from the traffic, worked himself on the angle and worked it back spectacularly. And they're back within 14 points here, the Roos. This has been a good fight back from them.
Been magnificent. That was a terrific goal. Terrific goal. But you're right, it's 14 points, Drew. This is extraordinary. You talked about Lauderdale not taking the most of their chances. This is why.
Yeah, they're up by 28 and probably missed 2 or 3 chances they should have taken. Left that door ajar, and Clarence are just starting to burst on through at the moment.
They're looking the better team right now. They're looking on top. So ticking the time on this second term. Over to Lauderdale now for the response. And they stretch that gap. Here's Siggins. He's the man to lift this team. Absolute superstar. Players fly for the footy. Richmond got the handball away. Here's Magro. Worked his way out of the tackle. Richmond again. Handball to no one in particular. Coming through there with Ratcliffe, and now Clarence though. Work it out of defence. Bouncing ball towards the boundary line. That's where it's going to end up. Boundary throwing right in front of the interchange bench. Launceston has increased its lead to 52 points over North Launceston at Windsor Park in the Northern Derby. So we wait the ball in here. There's Dan Willing up in the coach's box. He wouldn't be too happy with what he's seeing right now. And it's working their way back into this contest. Walsh, he ain't going nowhere. Harper right in his tail.
Just lifted around the ball in this quarter at the moment. The pressure and intensity they're bringing to the contest has gone up a gear, and Smith hasn't been quite as dominant out as just dancing through traffic there was Franklin. He's been very good, and he sends them inside 50. Can he find a marking target? No one able to complete the mark. Christensen was coming through. McGuinness handballed it away on hands and knees. He dragged that one in, the tackle laid by Sutton. The umpire says, I'll have it. They bring the heat quickly. Thrown up and gets it moving. Richmond in the role of a ruckman, just knocked into space, but there was Paprotny for the Roos, who sends them towards the wing, and a good mark is taken there by Ollie Presure. He's starting to lift. Wants to draw a defender and handball over the top, but they just stood off and corralled him a little. All running into trouble was Presure, and that's a good tackle laid. Great stuff there from Bryce Walsh. Not rewarded, however. And we'll have another stoppage on the wing.
So up it goes. One down by Siggins. And now Lauderdale, chance for some space here. Richmond almost run down. Got the kick away. McGuinness was he interfered with. Umpire said no. Clarence again. Out of trouble. On his own. Nice mark from Karen Howlett. Goes inside the centre square. Harper got the big handball out. Horsburn, now Harper again, dodges his opponent, it was Williams, and now another inside 50 here, kicks on its way from Barwick, and just offline, hit the post, minus score. They're coming, the Roos.
Yeah, they're pushing hard, and certainly that man, Jared Harper in the middle, has really lifted his output. Someone there with some strong play, the good handballs, launching them inside 50 with a good 20-metre handball there. He started to have a bit more influence on the contest. They're starting to win the ball out of the middle more, and back to 13 points as we tick towards half-time here on the Daily Potato Company live stream. A gripping contest, this one, as Poland gets some good distance, launches it long. Siggins couldn't quite take the mark. He might have taken Wiley high there. He can argue the point all he likes. It was a pretty blatant free kick. And a free kick Wiley, and an opportunity to pump them inside 50 once more. Clarence fighting back in this contest. He sends them deep inside the 50 off hands and out for a throw in. It's been a pretty free-flowing game for the most part. It's been a good tempo to it. Good intent from both these sides, looking to attack at all costs. It has led to a pretty good spectacle. As the ball inside 50, Garland up against Siggins. Garland tried to take it and launch the boot, but he missed the boot. And then he's sent tumbling over the line there, Baxter Norton. Another stoppage. If they could pull one back deep in the quarter here, Clarence, and cut the margin into single digits, that would be a massive win from where this game was about 10-15 minutes ago. With Lauderdale seemingly in firm control. Garland surely going to win a free kick here. Against him. Wow. I must have not seen something the umpire did there. But, in the end, Siggins the beneficiary. He sends them out of defence. The spoil came from behind. And Green now at ground level. And the whistle goes again. It was Clarence player put to the deck after that free kick was awarded. Watch out he didn't reverse that one there. Back inside Siggins, who'll swing it up. It was a risky kick, under pressure was Racket, it just hung there, and he did well to complete the mark.
So inside the centre square, 35-8 was the score at quarter time. It's been some sort of quarter for the Roos. Lauderdale go to the commentary side wing. Williams goes to the painted 50 out the back. Here's Ed Stanley. Can he juggle the ball? He can. Christensen already got a couple of goals. Franklin, and finds a target all on his own. It's Hooker.
Not going to be an easy kick, this one, but I'd love one just to steady the ship before half-time here. Still that nice little buffer they had.
There'll be some sort of blow if he can convert here, Hooker, because Clarence have really done well this term. And this wouldn't be ideal for them heading into half-time. Get the lead back out to 19 points if successful here. Nick Hooker. Innie kicks on its way. Looks okay. Looks very nice. Nick Hooker gets the goal for the Bombers. And a vital one on the stroke of half-time.
Yeah, just a nice little fade on that one. Just started near side and just split the middle. A lovely kick in the end. Worked it expertly. And despite the fact they were in the lead, you'd say a needed goal there for the Bombers just to restore that advantage towards the halftime break. Back out to 19 points now after Clarence had worked their way back in. And look, they've missed some much easier chances than that here this afternoon. That was a fantastic kick from Hooker. Certainly not a regulation chance, but bent it quite nicely. Lovely little fade. So back to 19 points. The siren you'd fancy is probably pretty imminent here. Might be time for one more score for either side. Smith up against Green in the middle. That will favour Smith. Swinging through there was Walsh. His kick out towards the wing, leading is Doran. Leading Sutton to the ball, but Sutton wins it eventually. And that will be half-time here at SkyBus Oval. Lauderdale with a big goal right before the siren to restore their lead out to 19 points. They were running away with it there early in the second quarter, but Clarence have fought back well. 19 points the gap at half-time, but I think we've got a game on our hands here, brother.
Absolutely, yeah. We saw that at the start of that second term. Clarence really raced out of the blocks, didn't they, and made their presence felt. So we're not out of this game just yet. But to Lauderdale's credit, getting that last vital goal there just before the stroke of half-time gives them a, I won't say comfortable lead heading into the break because, yeah, Clarence has certainly come to play. But really entertaining contest here for Good Friday footy, TSL style. It's the Bombers by 19 points at half-time. We'll be back with the second half really soon here from SkyBus Oval.
That'll be nice over the break.
this I'd rather go up to when they'll put those ladies with the magic or tip it in, tip it all over the world. Yeah, that was that's good. Jumping, you know, okay, someone, I think we should be allowed to jump the Zoom.
Welcome back to SkyBus Oval here in Lauderdale for Good Friday TSL footy. And at half-time, it is the home team, Lauderdale, leading the Clarence Footy Club 57 points to 38. Let's have a look at some of the goal kickers from that first half. For Lauderdale, Harry Richmond and Alan Christensen with 2 each. Singles to Michael Blackburn, Bryce Walsh, Jaden Magro and Nick Hooker. And for the Roos, James Holmes, a couple for him, including a ripper from the right forward pocket. Cade Sawwood, Colin Garland and Ollie Presure are the single goal kickers for the Roos. Brent Costello with you here on the live stream, the Daily Potato live stream with Andrew Cooling. Drewy, been an interesting old game. We saw Lauderdale dominate in that first term, probably didn't make the most of their chances. Clarence with a hot start to work their way back in the second quarter before Lauderdale kicked a late one to take that 19-point lead into half-time.
Yeah, it's been a game that's ebbed and flowed. Neither team's really been able to dominate for too long. Lauderdale's first quarter outstanding. Clarence responded, then we thought, oh yeah, Lauderdale were back on top and appeared to be kind of racing away with it. Got out to I think a 28-point lead. We missed 2 or 3 chances. They had to extend the lead at that point, and Clarence able to pull themselves back in. But as you mentioned, that late goal just before the break just gives them a little bit more comfort with the scoreline. A 19-point gap. That's the main change, but look, we've seen enough from Clarence to suggest that they're well and truly in this one. They gave Lauderdale some big problems in that second quarter, and perhaps crucially, they were able to clamp down on a few of Lauderdale's key movers, particularly Harry Richmond, who took 4 marks inside 50, kicked 2 goals in the first quarter. They were able to stem his impact a little in that second quarter in particular, because it seemed like he was just plucking everything every time they went forwards in quarter number 1, whereas it was a little bit tougher for them to score in that second quarter.
Absolutely. If we look around the grounds, we've got the Northern Derby happening up at Windsor Park on this Good Friday. And it's Launceston comfortably leading 10-12-72 to 2-1-13. So the Blues absolutely flying in TSL 2022 as they're on the hunt for their 3rd straight premiership, or a three-peat if you like. And down at the Twin Ovals, the Tigers with a lead over North Hobart. Not a huge lead, but enough at the moment, 13 points. Big second half coming up here though. Peter Ryan, I reckon, will be pretty happy with his troops. Obviously had the bye in the opening round of the season. Never easy when you've got a bye. But last weekend, excuse me, getting their first win, of course. on the road too. Never easy to win on the road, particularly up at Utah Stadium.
Yeah, they'll be happy with that second quarter, worked their way back into it quite nicely. Started to get a little bit more of their hands on it around the ball. Jared Harper, I thought, was really good, lifted his output that quarter. Mitch Rainbird did some nice things, and certainly the work of their defenders pushing up the ground and intercepting was much stronger. They were having to transition the ball off half-back and getting the ball kind of moving forwards at speed, whereas in the first quarter, it seemed every time they tried to bounce off half-back, they were kicking long, slow to a contest, and they weren't really moving the ball. I thought the ball movement really picked up in that second quarter and probably led to a pretty open and exciting game, because both teams have shown a good intent to try and move the ball through the corridor where possible, and it's been an entertaining contest. It's 57-38, and it's only really some pretty inaccurate goal kicking at times from both sides to stop this one being an absolute goal fest, really.
Absolutely. It's been thoroughly entertaining. Two arch rivals facing off here. As we said, the sizzle has somewhat come out of this rivalry in recent times when both teams haven't been as close as they probably would like to be together on the ladder. But still, it's the two Eastern Shore sides, and they both want to fight for the same territory. Umpire holds the ball off. We're underway for quarter number 3. Here's Andrew Cooling on the live stream.
So who will get the first break in the third quarter? Clarence with first hands to the ball, and they'll go forwards through Jack Presure. He sends them to centre half forward. The umpire spotted something he didn't like, and it's going to be a free kick going the way of the Bombers. It'll be taken by Oscar Shaw, just chips it short where he finds Bryce Walsh. And as you can tell by the head bandage there, has been in the walls here this afternoon. He's had a fair bit of the football as well, though, and he swings this one up towards the wing. A strong mark taken there by big Hayden Smith. He's been a big presence in this one. And he's been a pretty frequent outlet for them, kicking into the middle of the ground. He doesn't get all of this. Sends it to half forward. Christensen surely being held there as he tried to take the one-hander. He took a spectacular one-hander and got a goal earlier in the afternoon, and that's a good-looking kick. Siggins couldn't quite bring it down. Magro first to the fall. Borks gives it back to Siggins. Gets his boot to ball. It's hooking and just off target for a minor score.
Exciting passage of play there. Forward to seeing Jaden Magro up and about as the year goes on for the Bombers. And it comes again. It's an easy mark taken there by Jack Barwick. Finds the player in the middle of the ground now. Harper has it. He's got time and space and spots up a target. It's James Holmes. He's already got a couple. Not to be 50. Barwick gets it off now, and having a look at goal is Proprotny. He goes to the top of the square. Garland couldn't hang on to it. The Bombers out of danger. Now Sutton has it. Goes to the outer wing. Christensen couldn't hang on to the footy. Now Clarence get the footy back. They've got options here, and there's one right there in Harper, who's had plenty of it this afternoon, the skipper. That's on offer for him in attack. So has to go long to the left forward pocket. Nice mark over the head there by Keegan Ryan. Spoke about him earlier, the son of the coach, Peter Ryan. Switched over to Clarence over the off-season with his old man. Has a chance here to have a shot on goal, Drewy.
Yeah, some nice play there from Jared Harper. Thought his way through it. Most players there would just kind of kick it to the goal square. He paused, he spied a matchup he liked in the pocket and gave a nice little kick to his full's advantage. And a good opportunity here for Clarence to kick a goal.
Keegan Ryan thought about playing on, decided to go back and have a shot. And he trots, and that one is offline. Hasn't even made the journey. Ball spills to ground. Oscar Shaw is the man on top of the footy. Have the ball up.
A bit of argy-bargy and aggro off the ball. The umpire will probably just get it up quickly, so the wrestling match will presumably cease. It's going on in the background. Some players
still going a little bit there.
More interested in having a wrestle than going after the footy at the moment. It's been a few little spot fires, but nothing too malicious out there this afternoon as the Bombers drive this one along into the middle of the ground. Siggins had two to beat. He beat them both and he wheels and he'll send them deep inside 50. A one-on-one at full forward. Magro was the one, but keeping his feet was Swinton. Has anyone touched that? The umpire comes in. And what's
Score review?
his verdict? No score review
gone to
here.
the arc.
Oh, the cameraman's just peeled off here at a really bad time. And I'd say a behind has been decided.
Oh, dear. Oh, that would have been magnificent. Proprotny. And now Barwick. Barwick centres the football. Walsh, can he cut it off? Doesn't. Spills out the back door to Harper. Harper goes wide. Harry Fisher delivers it forward. He finds Cole Garland. Garland inside 50. Nice passage of play here from the Roos. Good build up. Can they finish it off? Howlett got it out. And now Jack Presure has a look at the big sticks. It's across the face and through for a minor score. 58 plays 40. The lead. Sorry, 59 plays 40.
Must have hadn't updated the behind at the other end. We weren't sure if it was goal or behind. So 20 points to the margin. So the Bombers again looking to move it quickly and get some distance. Falls to Sutton. Handball over the top and they'll keep it moving forwards. Christensen lurking. Will it sit in? Not quite as it rolls out of play. Half forward. So it's the Bombers in the ascendancy here. Clarence have been certainly good value since quarter time. It's been a good contest. Teams showing a good attacking intent. Smith won it down, but it'll be Clarence who look to get the takeaway through Rainbird. Holmes now looking to wrap up Christensen. We'll have another ball up.
Talking about the importance of this game for Lauderdale, didn't we, at the start of the show? 3 home games in a row and the bye in the middle of that. And they must win this one this afternoon just to get their season on track. They hate to start zip and 3.
Yeah, very important 4 points for them, agreed, Brent. Can't be starting 0-3 with 3 home games. Really puts them behind the 8 ball for the entire season at that point.
Does indeed. Tough assignment next week too against North Hobart, at North Hobart for Lauderdale, so that won't be a walk in the park either. That's the big Anzac Day clash on Monday, 2:30, so that'll be a huge contest. Clarence have the toughest assignment in TSL footy up till Launceston to take on the Blues at Windsor Park, so I'd love to get up there with a couple of wins under their belt.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to fancy making that trip this year. They are looking imperious. Launceston. Hard to see where they drop a game this year as Christensen hands that one off to Walsh, who tumbles them towards half forward. Will it sit in for Stanley? He tried to make it work, but again, another stoppage at half forward. 19 points the margin. Really important period of the game, you fancy, early in the third. This couple of goals could be pivotal either way. Umpire will tumble it back in. Smith against Green. Green's been looking to get the big leap where possible, but close the ground this time. There's a launching tackle there from Bryce Walsh on Rainbird. Just like a lion on a gazelle there, just pouncing. Ball up once again. Stoppage after stoppage to start quarter number 3. Rainbird was being held. He's able to get his kick away. It's a poor one though. Parked back there is the king of the intercept in William Poland. Just continues to pick balls off there in the defence, and he drives a low kick to centre half forward. Couldn't be marked by Richmond on this occasion. Poland followed up his own work, got the handball across to Siggins. Now Smith handballs outside. Didn't find Sutton though, and it'll be taken back the other way by Keegan Wiley. He ran into a little bit of trouble, got it forward to James Holmes. He swings it up there. Well done by Steinbauer, just disrupting the contest. Weaving one way is Presure as they continue to just work it forwards. And they've done all right here, have the Roos. A deep kick that's going to the line and just bounces off target for a minor score. Again, good transition out of defence there from Clarence. Wasn't always clean, but they just kept moving the ball forwards.
Goals at a premium here at the start of the second half. None but 5 behinds we've seen here in quarter number 3 so far. Who can break the drought goal-wise? Here's Magro. He goes inside 50, out the back. Stixie Blackburn couldn't take the mark. Bouncing ball. No one can work it out cleanly. It's not going too far here. Christensen wrapped up in a big tackle, but umpire says, I'll have it. And we'll have a ball up in the left forward pocket for the Bombers. They hold an 18-point lead here. 8.5 minutes into this premiership quarter. Up it goes. Siggins won it down. Kept in by Clarence. For Protney. Let's fly for it. Spills out the back door. And now they're away here, Clarence. What's on offer? Not too many numbers. It's a one-on-one contest. Jack Barwick does well. Launches it inside 50 from the paint of 50. Bouncing ball across the face. Ends up in the hands of Fergus Kenny. Kenny's kick bounces over the head of Magro. Ends up with Rainbird. Mitch Rainbird back in the TSL. Kicks it to his captain, Jared Harper, who takes the mark. 45 metres out, almost directly in front. We'll go back and have a shot on goal.
So Clarence, can they find goal number 1 of this third quarter? We've got nearly 10 minutes, and after the goals flowed freely in quarters 1 and 2, they've dried up here. And a massive kick here for Harper, who's just about been his side's best player. He could close the gap to an even 2 goals here.
Yeah, an important kick, isn't it? As we said, goals at a premium in this third quarter. Jared Harper kicks from 45. That's well across the face. Hasn't made the distance and trickles out for a boundary throw-in right next to the right point post at the Clarence attacking end of the ground.
Probably a better result than a behind in the end. They can get the stoppage inside forward 50, see if they can find a goal. 5 goals, 11 Clarence. Their goal kicking has let them down a little this afternoon. Back into play by the umpire. Thumping work there from Colin Garland with the hit out into the forward pocket, just waiting in some space. It was Harper, but it couldn't quite find its way to him. He just peeled off intelligently, looking to get the shot on goal, but out of play for another throw in. Garland, I suspect, will do the ruck work again. He's been pretty good in that department, up against Smith here, and beats him on this occasion, then gathers his own work. He's ripped off it though. The umpire has decided it's holding the ball. Not a whole lot of prior opportunity, but going the way of the Bombers. And that's an awful kick. Turns it straight over, had Siggins in space. Just puts it out of bounds on the full. Backs to Norton from tight to the angle. Probably too difficult a kick to go for goal, so might just set it up. He wheels inside onto the left and drives it to the teeth of goal. The fist came more miscontrolled, but it worked out all right because it found its way to a teammate there. Into the middle of the ground. Will it come out in the back for Tilly? It does. He's got some wheels, Tilly. Will it sit for him? Eventually it does. From the paint of 50, Sam Tilly! What a goal that is. He has been a live wire this afternoon. And from the paint of 50, he gets the crucial first goal of quarter number 3 and puts the Bombers out by 24 points.
Magnificent. Bravo, Sam Tilly. That was wonderful. Wonderful to watch. He's been great today, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Flew for that big mark, yeah, which we're not sure if it was a mark or not without seeing the replay. But no, that's magnificent. As we said, goals extremely hard to come by in this third term, and gets his team back out to a 24-point lead now. And I reckon they would have spoken about finishing this game off strongly, Drew. We saw they couldn't do that against North Launceston a couple of weeks ago. So I reckon that's been a big focus for the Bombers during the week. They're in a good position now, but still a long way to go in this game. Up we go again. Siggins just tucks the footy under the arm and goes for a run. Ends up kicking it long. Magro. Magro looks at goal. It's right across the face though, and out of bounds.
Best kick, but the clean pickup from Magro below his feet there. Very impressive.
And he's working his way into this game this afternoon. Probably take him a few games to understand TSL footy and what it's all about. And playing up in the NT, of course. Here we go again. Harry Richmond had it all to himself. Popped it forward, but out of bounds on the full off a boot. So it'll be Clarence free kick here. Work back to fullback. Harper was a dangerous kick, wasn't it? Magro was the man in front, but Clarence escaped out of trouble. And they're away here now on the outer wing. All overshoots the head of Cade Soward and out of bounds.
An important mark, that one from Jared Harper. It was a kick that carried with a tremendous risk. He was strong under the high ball, Jared Harper. He has been fantastic out there this afternoon for the Roos. He's a big part of why they've been able to work their way back into the contest. But important, you feel, that they get the next one here, the Roos. It's been an arm wrestle this third quarter. The only goal going the way of the Bombers. Again, will drive them forwards. Parked underneath the ball was Sutton. Never a comfortable spot, that one, with the big men flying in from behind. Magro just worked underneath the ball there by Ryan, who chips it to a man in space. That's Doran. Doran with a handball over the top. He found Paprotny. Paprotny into the pocket for Rainbird, who beats his opposite number in Poland. And a tough kick here, but they badly need a goal, the Roos.
Hasn't had his kicking boots on today in front of goal, Mitchie Rainbird. He'd love to go back and slot this one. Very, very good player.
It's been one area that's let him down today, hasn't it?
It has, absolutely.
Can he find the goal his side needs here, a Rainbird? It's drifting across the face. It's another minor score, and it's 5 goals, 12 now, the Roos. It wasn't an easy chance, but when you're down and you're 23 points in arrears, you need to take your opportunities, and Clarence have not been able to do that this quarter.
They haven't. 23-point lead now to the home team, Lauderdale. Must-win game for them. Green pumped it forward. And now Barwick has one bounce. Looks at goal. Jark Barwick. It is offline, but the mark taken by Cole Garland. Plays on quickly, the former Melbourne Demon, and he slots one for the Clarence Footy Club. And the lead now is back to just 17 points.
Yeah, good strong play there from Garland. Just knew that that ball wasn't going to go over the line. Used his big frame, good mark, and then quickly played on. Opened up the angle. Snaps truly. And back to 17 points. A goal apiece here in the third quarter. Some good work from the big fella. That's his second of the afternoon, I think, is it, Bruno? He's been a big presence up there.
He has. And we said before, just when you think Lauderdale might be getting the game into their control, Clarence get one back again.
Just hanging in there. Just leaving themselves close enough if they're good enough to run over the top of them in the final term. An intriguing third quarter here. Back to 17 points. Green up against Smith in the middle. Smith came over the top. Green won it down. Magro starting to see more of it. A little bit dazed there. Christensen from ground level can't get his handball out. He's wrapped up by Keegan Ryan. We'll have another stoppage in the middle of the ground. 17 points the difference. Christensen moves himself onto the ball, perhaps sensing an important period of the game here. He ends up in his breadbasket, but going absolutely nowhere. Rinse and repeat. Have another one. Anyone get the decisive clearance here? Green looking to come from behind and just did that very nicely. It did Sam Green, and they'll get the centre break through Baxter Norton. Swings them deep inside 50. Can they find the mark? Poland came flying with the defensive fist. Spills out in the Williams direction. Poland grabs it. Coming and seeing it out of play for a throw in there. Was hope. So ball in inside 50 here for the Roos. Can they string 2 goals together here and cut the margin back to 11 points? They're pushing hard. It's been an absolute arm wrestle of a third quarter here. Garland again, so strong in the ruck. He puts this one up in the air, and that's a good relieving mark taken by Reece Sutton. An important one too. And he wheels them outside defence here. Found Josh McGuinness in space. Been a little bit quiet by his standards today, McGuinness, as he works this one in towards Ed Stanley. Moves it back into the corridor, but that's risky if you don't hit a target. The look-away handball, if you don't mind, found its way to Presure. Presure with an ugly kick from Rainbird, made it work. Got it out there to Howlett. Howlett across to Baxter Norton. He missed his forward target. It trickles into the forward pocket for a throw in.
Well, plenty going on here in this game. Meanwhile, at Windsor Park, Launceston dominating against North Launceston. 92 plays 14, approaching three-quarter time.
How's Ed Stanley going?
Garland's been pretty dominant in these ruck contests, and he wins another clearance from to the teeth of goal he goes. Making it work there was Hope, but he's immediately besieged by 2. Really doing the Tom Hawkins type stuff here is Garland. The ruck inside forward 50. I don't think he's lost a contest just about all game.
No, very nice work. That's what experience can bring as we go up again. Punched away by Smith. Richmond's there. Chance now for Clarence. Big tackle from Alan Christensen, and we'll have another ball up. Watching time on here in the third term. Lauderdale still with a 17-point advantage. Nice crowd here in here at SkyBus for Good Friday TSL footy. Hope you're enjoying the coverage on the Daily Potato Co live stream this afternoon. Brent Costello and Andrew Cooling bringing this one to you. Thanks to Daily Potato Co for their support of the live stream. Every game live on YouTube this season. Magnificent initiative by AFL Tasmania and the TSL.
All right, tackle there over the shoulder on Christensen. He's moved into the middle here in quarter number 3. Perhaps just sensing the importance of this period of the match. He played deep forward for most of the first half, and he runs and receives off his big ruck here, and he'll send them inside 50. What a mark, Stiggins! Set himself, marked it in a position a defender simply could not reach, and an opportunity for a steadying goal.
Powerful unit, Sammy Stiggins. Love watching him go about it. Important kick this one, isn't it?
It is. This team have just come under a little bit of pressure in the last 10 minutes or so. And he find his side second of the third quarter for a more comfortable lead. Sam Stiggins from the paint of 50. It's drifting across the face and never looked like bending back. So minor score only. Well, even 3 goals the difference.
So Clarence working out of defence once more. Love another goal here before three-quarter time, the Roos. This one could be turnover. No, it's not. It's a nice mark in the end by Presure. Jack. Franklin's there. Walsh, though, on the ground. Gets the handball out. Back to Nat Franklin. Inside 50. So a high ball. Top of the square. Magro couldn't take the mark. Blackburn's there. Magro again. Wheels around. And that one is offline, minus score. Lead back out now to 19 points.
Get up, Wiley, you're not hurt.
It's Keegan Wiley receiving some advice from the crowd there, brother. Yes. There's Clarence will look to repel from half-back. That one just sitting up in the wind, and a good intercepting mark is taken there. Nicely done. They'll go inside 50 once more. Pumping it deep. It's 1-2, almost brought down from the deck. Clarence will skip away and chip it into the pocket. It's a risky kick to Soward, who's done pretty well to mark under pressure from Sutton. That one just sitting up in the air. He did well, but here's the next kick. Keegan Wiley back on his feet, and might be an option here. Goes slightly further afield. Leaping high and bringing down a fine mark is Ollie Presure. Fantastic stuff there. He's had a big influence on the game. He handballs quickly off to Rainbird, but he was under pressure. His kick was spoiled. It doesn't go out of play, though. Keegan Wiley able to pick it up, and he slams it forward. Will it get out the back? It does. The mark taken, and almost playing on it was Keegan Ryan, but he's brought back, and then he'll send it deep. Garland the target. Coming in from the side. The defensive spoil laid. Gathered and dispossessed was Doran. And the umpire says we'll have a throw in.
Won't be a long quarter, this one. Not too many goals kicked at all. So it won't run too deep. 1 goal to Lauderdale, 1 goal to Clarence. But we've had 8 behind. So both teams inaccurate in front of the big sticks.
Is that in the back?
Could
it
well
is.
Be, it is. So big moment here. It's Rainbird. Will get the shot on goal. And directly in front, basically. So, as we said earlier, hasn't had his kicking boots on this afternoon in front of goal, but you would think this one shouldn't trouble him too much. And gee whiz, it'll make it a 13-point lead on the cusp of three-quarter time.
Massive kick this.
Mitch Rainbird back playing TSL footy at a new club, the former Glenorchy star. Wanders in. Gee, the wind's got hold of that. But it's good. Straight through the middle. He's worked it beautifully. And we are back to a 13-point ball game. Dying Embers, third term.
Jeez, that swung late. Once it got past the post, it absolutely took off. But crucially, between the two big sticks, and they're back within 13 points. 2 goals to 1 this quarter. It has been tough sledding, but they've managed to take a couple of chances. Just getting in the back there was Bryce Walsh, and game on here at SkyBus Oval. Lauderdale, their lead capped to 13 points.
They're not going away, the Roos.
And they've just hung there all day. Lauderdale, every time they've got a bit of a break and you sense they might be getting some separation, Clarence have pulled one back, and that's going to need to be retaken.
You a fan of the bounce, Drew?
I would have it for the opening of the match and then throw up from then on. That would
I don't mind at the opening of each quarter, but yeah, I agree.
Then on, just too often you see them recalled, and too often it favours one side. Just give me a nice even 50-50. Anyway, back inside defensive 50. Oh, fumble it and poor moment, and Christensen's taken high. So a chance and some protestations from Clarence has earned a 50 to make an absolute Monty of this. That's going to be a certain goal to Christensen now. That's the rule change this year. No back talk, no arguing the rub of the green, or it'll be 50. They've been red hot on it. It's round 4 now, Bruno. The players should know better.
They should. Yeah, crucial moment of the game too, so really disappointing there for Clarence. They work their way back to a 13-point lead, make that 19 now. So there's that air raid siren, and yeah, that's that hurts. Those ones. That's a coach killer.
Absolutely. They've gotten back into it. It's one thing to give away the free kick. It's another to compound that error by giving away the 50, especially when the goal kicking has been frankly as poor as it has today. It was far from a certainty, even to play of Christensen's quality.
That's his third. So it's been a good game for Christensen.
Back out to 19 points, 2 goals apiece. And that really stings Clarence. Certainly would have had a psychological edge going into the last if they had just kept it at a couple of goals.
I must love listening to all the umpires though. Anything. See ya.
Yeah.
You're done.
Probably went a bit far in the AFL last night with the hands out being paid as a 50, but any back chat, and absolutely. Don't mind it. Get on with it.
All right, we're back in the middle. Clarence sneak another here before 3/4 time. Holding the ball, says Andrew Cooling. Umpire said no. McGuinness has had a quiet afternoon. Harper, there's a player down for Clarence. Nice mark out in front there by Keegan Ryan. In fact, there's Keegan Ryan, sorry, my bad. A big tackle from McGuinness. And now Sutton for the Bombers. Just says slow things down here, boys. Can't be too long left in this quarter. That's not his best work, Reece Sutton. Chopped off there by Trent Hope. He finds a target now. Ollie Presure has the footy. Wants to go deep and does. What's he got an offer? Rainbird, but Garland out the back. And Clarence might get the goal they much need.
Yeah, big opportunity here, and Garland, he stood up in this quarter. He's been a big presence down there, just that mismatch they seem to have. And they've been able to get it in quickly. A chance for a third for Garland to answer right back and just cut it back to an uncomfortable margin in the shadows of 3/4 time here.
So Colin Garland looking for another goal. And Clarence will not go away. Get another one back here, the Roos. The margin 13 points on the stroke of 3/4 time.
Yeah, starting to see a few more goals here in red time, really, after just a couple in the first kind of 20 minutes. Maybe a few tighter bodies are seeing it open up a little bit, but really that came about from a poor kick from Reece Sutton, really. He gave the signal to steady and slow down and then just chipped a 10-metre turnover, which saw it go back the other way. They could have just run clock, seen out the quarter. Instead, it's back to 13 points.
Wouldn't be long left at all.
5 goals in the quarter. Most of them have come pretty late. Can't imagine there will be too long. Higgins in the ruck. Green at ground level. He's taken over the shoulder. Free kick against Ratcliffe, and Clarence sensing they might have the chance for one more. The handball off to Swinton, who's charged forward off halfback. Chips it inside 50, fisted away by a hooker. First to it though is Howlett. He's taken one and run down by Reece Sutton. A big tackle that one. And he makes up for his error moments ago, Reece Sutton.
Yeah, nice play from the veteran. He would have been filthy with himself before. So he pumps it long now. Commentary side wing here at SkyBus. Umpire's blown the whistle here. Free kick will go the way of Sam Siggins, I think.
Yeah, little shirt grab.
So Siggo, have Lauderdale got one last roll of the dice here in the third term, and there the siren beats them just as they are going into attack. So we are set up for a ripping final term here at SkyBus Oval. At three-quarter time, it's Lauderdale, the home team. They still lead it by 13 points, 73-60. But boy, oh boy, this Clarence footy team will not go away.
Yeah, it is game on. Looking forward to this last term. We'll be back in around about 5 minutes' time to bring it to you here on the Daily Potato Company live stream. Clarence will not go away, and they've cut the margin to 13 points at the final change. Can they run over the top of the Bombers? Stick around and find out. We've got a cracking final quarter coming up shortly for you.
He got up that right.
Welcome back to SkyBus Oval. Massive final term coming up for you in TSL round 4. Good Friday footy here from SkyBus Oval. It is the home team Lauderdale with a 13-point lead at the final change. It's been a seesawing affair as far as momentum swings go in this game. Lauderdale have held the lead for, I think, since the opening bounce, really, Andrew Cooling, but Clarence will not die down and go away.
Yeah, they got the jump on them early on, and Clarence have just dug in and kept with them all afternoon ever since. Kicked 4 goals to 3 in the second quarter, and then 3 goals to 2 in the third quarter. And they're down by 13 points, so they're going to need to cut that margin even further here in the final term. But Lauderdale have not been able to put them away, and they've not been able to close out games well so far this season.
Yeah, they'll be nervous, I think.
Fourth quarters haven't been good down here at SkyBus Oval this year, so vital that they are better in that regard here. And Clarence, they'll have every belief that they can run over the top, and the stage is set for a grandstand finish here, I think.
I think you got the message right on both accounts there. Dan Willing would have said we need to finish out games, and Peter Ryan would have said these guys can't finish out games.
We'll see which of those proves true here in quarter number 4. 13 points to the margin as we turn for home. It's anyone's game. Lauderdale holding sway, but Clarence have hung in there all afternoon. We're ready to go in quarter number 4.
Umpire holds the ball aloft. What a ripping half an hour we've got coming away here on the Daily Potato Co. live stream. Up we go. Hayden Smith had it all to himself. Walsh was cut off. Smith again. And now Marlin got boot to ball. Some time and space for Franklin. Goes forward looking for McGuinness. He was hurt in the process, Josh McGuinness. Wiley tries to evade a tackler and darts. Little ground grubber kick. Only as far as Baxter Norton. He goes and flirts with the boundary. Poland's there to mop it up though for the Bombers.
Taking yet another intercept mark, this man, William Poland. He's been good down back today. He's had to be. They've come under increasing pressure throughout the afternoon. He sends this one down the wing. The rucks fly and falls to James Holmes, who's immediately wrapped up by Reece Sutton. And another stoppage early in quarter number 4. Goes without saying, but the first goal here absolutely crucial in this contest. Who's going to be able to produce it? Christensen gets the clearance, although not much purchase. Smith did well to get a handball away. Tumbling in there was Wiley. And is that sufficient intent? It was not a whole lot of options he had there, to be fair. And it'll be a throw-in on centre wing.
Yeah, you're right, Drewy. First goal crucial here for both teams. No doubt about that. As we await the throw-in, in it comes. Smith, Green, Harper. So Candy was sold there by the Roos as they come right in front of us here in the commentary position. Out the back though for Barwick. Wants to go long and does. One-on-one contest. Garland, he's going to let it bounce, but it bounces to the left of where it needs to be and through for a behind. 12-point game. 2 straight kicks now is the margin.
I'd love to isolate that matchup like that as often as they can in the last one. It's been one-on-one. Garland's generally been having his way with them.
Spot on.
But, that one just rolling through for a behind, but could be the key to Clarence getting a result here as Sam Siggins has been good today. Turns and tumbles on the left. It'll bounce past Magro. Well gathered. The handball off. Will find its way towards Tilly, who's been lively. Chip kick out wide. Takes an awkward bounce for Smith. Gathered by Siggins. Siggins sends it to half forward. Christensen in some space and just coming in, drifting it from the side is Fisher, but a free kick has been blown. An off-the-ball block on Christensen called. And he'll take the free kick from the paint of 50. It'd take quite the kick from here, but we know the quality Alan Christensen has. Will he look to take the shot on? He steadies himself from the paint of 50 and opts to just square it up instead. He disguised that beautifully to Tilly. Just fooled the defence there into thinking he was taking the shot, then swung it back to where Tilly had stolen a march. And a pretty good opportunity here for the first goal of the final term.
And how good's this man been? We spoke about him earlier. Really good young player of the competition, Sam Tilly. Chance here to give his team a 3-goal lead.
Kicked a spectacular goal in quarter number 3. Can he add a second here? He punches it through. It's drifting across the face. And a minor score only. Bit early to be talking about the handy point, but extends it to 13.
So 40 in the last, you never know. So Clarence to bring it back in through Wiley. Right smack bang in the middle of SkyBus Oval. Walsh. Now Marlin wants to go along and does. What is on offer? Here's Christensen, already has 3 goals. Now McGuinness throws it onto the boot. Wobbly old kick, went to the goal line, touched on the way through. So 14 points is the advantage now for the home team. Looking for their first win of season 2022, the Lauderdale Footy Club.
I don't think Tilly was expecting the handball from Christensen on that occasion, as this one's marked at half-back by Luke Swinton. He chips one short, just about the 15, and they'll turn and go here through Hope. Sends them further forward, and they're building something nicely through the middle. Oh man, all on his own screen, through his hands out the back to Garland. Will it sit for the big ruckman? Tough at ground level. They don't want to tackle high, so they wait. Got it off to Green, slams it on the boot. How will it bounce? Awkwardly and offline into the post for a throw in, so probably not a bad result for Clarence in the end. So you can see that no one really wanted to tackle the big Garland. The risk of giving away an in the back or a high. He wasn't overly keen of getting the ball below his feet. So a stoppage inside 50. A big chance here for Clarence to respond. Trying to gather it is Howlett. We're just running out of room. We'll have another stoppage.
Well, we're still no closer here, are we, to knowing which way this game is going to roll. That's what you love about close contests. Anyone's match from here. In it comes. Clarence attacking end of SkyBus Oval. Umpire has paid a free kick here to the Bombers.
I think it's against Smith.
Oh, against Smith.
Cool shirt grab, I think.
And there you go. So a golden opportunity here for Clarence to stem one back. And it's in the hands of this man who's been magnificent, Colin Garland. To make it a 9-point ball game. Of course he kicks it. Of course he does. He's a star, Colin Garland. Goodness me. We're back to an 8-point ball game. In fact, 75 plays 67.
Yeah, mentioned his ruck work in the forward line that third quarter, and I think that was just a case of Big Hayden Smith being really worried about it. He'd really been impactful from those situations and just grabbed the shirt. The umpire saw it, blew the free kick. Initially the other way, confusing everyone, but eventually pointing the right direction for Garland. He's been enormous, and it's an 8-point ball game.
Certainly is.
And suddenly, Lauderdale have done the bulk of the attacking in this quarter. Their lead is cut, and Sam Green turning with it. He's under pressure. Just about got rid of it in time to Harper, who bounces off into space and sends them inside 50 once more. From the back was Presure. Well, let's sit there where his teammate it did. Chipped inside by Rainbird. He's got a man running onto it. It's Baxter Norton, who can go back and kick from 40 with a chance to cut the margin to 2.
Well, full credit to the Clarence Footy Club. Big lead to Lauderdale at quarter time. They've worked their way back into this, have not died down all afternoon. And a chance to get this back to within 2 points and have all the momentum. as we approach the 10-minute mark of the final term.
Massive kick this one. Baxter Norton, he can put some serious questions in the heads of the Lauderdale players if he kicks this one. 2 quick goals against a team that have been struggling in final terms this year. Baxter Norton to cut the margin to 2. He sets sail for home and drives it straight through the middle. It's a 2-point ball game here at SkyBus Oval. The Roos are coming hard, and Lauderdale, oh boy, suddenly they are right under the pump.
You're spot on, Drew. Questions will be going through their head. Can we close this game out? We haven't been able to do it in our first 2 games this season. The pressure is on the home team right now. They're staring down the barrel of a zip 3 start this season 2022. Over to you, Bombers. What do you got for us? Huge pressure on the home team as we restart in the middle. Smith won it down. Rainbird, Norton, Harper. All the big guns for the Roos combined. Painted 50 again. That one couldn't be taken. Coming through the middle now is Poland. He bombs it long. What's on offer? Christensen couldn't take the mark. Was he interfered with? Roos win it out. They're away again here. They've intercepted. It is by Smith. He does well, the big man. Siggins. Just tell it's lifted a little bit the tempo here in the last minute or 2.
It has. Well, the last quarters, including this one so far this year, they've been outscored 10 goals to 1 in final terms, the Bombers. So Clarence will be filled with belief here. Is that going to be high on Harper? It is. Just went in lower. Wanted it a little bit more, and he draws the free kick. He has been enormous for his side.
Hasn't he? What? A little captain's performance.
Yeah, absolutely, especially when they were under the pump early on. He was the one, I think, who really stood up in the middle and started getting them back into the contest. He sends this one to half forward. He put the Moz on him a little there because he's kicked it straight to Poland. Poland goes looking for Christensen. The key movers of the Bombers getting involved here. Now can Christensen find a target inside forward 50? Harry Richmond was everywhere in the first quarter. He's been a little quiet since. But suddenly, they got a man in space. That man is Reece Sutton. He runs to 40. He swings at goalwood. He's hooked it, but the mark's taken by Richmond. There he is. He was running riot in quarter number 1. He's been well held since, but he has the opportunity for a crucial goal here.
Very important kick, this one, just to release the pressure valve.
He runs around as Harry Richmond and kicks a badly needed goal for the Bombers. They're back out by 8. And boy, did they need that one.
Didn't they what? Absolutely. Well, we'll just take a breath for a moment because this game has lifted a notch. There's no doubt about that. 81-73. As you said, Drew, well called. He's been really well held since quarter time. He was everywhere in those opening few moments of the game, taking clunks like we saw a few weeks ago, Harry Richmond. So there you go. We have got a ripping finish on our way here from SkyBus. Do not go anywhere. We've got the close one this afternoon on Good Friday TSL footy. Round 4 action. That's a nice bounce to get us back underway. Smith won it all to himself. They go inside 50 again here, the Bombers. Christensen went for the one-handed grab. McGuinness out the back. Appeal for the free kick. Now Stanley. Can he juggle it under his control? Out of bounds. There's the president of the Lauderdale Footy Club there in the far part of the screen, Julie Kay. She'll be a little nervous watching on at the moment as the team looks for its first win of the season. Green and Siggins. Siggins won it down. The Roos, though, end up with the football. Rainbird, can he get it away? Does. Norton. And now they've got some time. They've got some space here. Some nice moves here from the Roos. Bursting through the middle here of SkyBus. Rainbird again in the helmet. Goes inside 50. It's too easy. Mark taken. Karen Howlett has the football. Says, let's just slow things down here a moment and assess my options.
It's a little uncertain, didn't he?
He did. He backed himself in though by the look. Karen Howlett Again, another player that's been with this footy team for many a year. In he comes. Kick is on its way, and the kick is very nice. They get the quick reply, the Roos. We're back to a 2-point ball game.
Yeah, a bit of courage there from them. Just by hands attacking through the corridor, risking it a little, but once you move the ball with that speed, it creates holes in the opposition defence, and Howlett was in plenty of space. He initially looked like he wanted to give it off, but geez, it was a lovely kick. Never looked like missing. And back to 2 points. We have got a cracking game here on Good Friday. The Daily Potato Company live stream. A massive final 10 to 15 minutes coming up. 2 points the margin. This is anyone's game. Can Lauderdale close it out, or will the Roos run over the top of them? Green looking to take out of the middle. That was really well done by McGuinness, though. Forced the spoil, got it forward. Christensen, big 50-50 here against Beerley, and Beerley's done really well to hold him up and get the stoppage. And McGuinness, massive on Green, who looked like he was about to send the Roos forward once more. Yes, the long levers of McGuinness stopping that. Smith palms it down. Rainbird with hands to it. He won't get clear, though. Bryce Walsh has him wrapped up. We'll go again. Smith up against Green. Smith uses his body, won it down. They work it wide. Will it sit up here for Richmond? It will. He wheels on the left. It's an ugly looking kick. It's picked off by Wiley. Wiley just goes for distance, clears the area. Pitches in front of Howlett, just worked underneath it by Hooker. Hooker then swings one high inside 50. Can anyone mark it? Magro was there, couldn't complete the mark. The handball from Norton, and they'll clear it away here. In some space is Jacques Barwick, who takes the mark, and he'll wheel and go. Moving with speed once more, the Roos. That's how they've got back into it. They had the extra man, but the strength was with Garland. He's been enormous, and he wheels and sends them deep inside 50, and it's just offline and cuts the margin to a solitary point.
Cole Garland, hey? What a player.
They've had no answer for him all day.
No, he's caused enormous amount of headaches down there for the Lauderdale defence. They bring it back into play, the Bombers. Mark not paid. It's still alive here. Big tackle there, big thumping tackle. Bounce. 1 point margin. Had some close ones this year, you and I, Drew, on the live stream. Nat Franklin got the little kick away, but and free kick's been paid to the Roos. James Holmes has the football. I don't think they've led all day.
They have not.
Chance to go inside 50 and do just that. Pack flies. Lauderdale's got the numbers though. Here's Christensen. Has a player on his tail, but does well. Sutton has McGuinness. Josh McGuinness hits up Magro. And Magro, what's he got on offer? One-on-one contest. Stanley couldn't take the mark. Out the back, Fisher. Stanley's still there though. He's been pinged for the free kick.
The value of keeping your feet there for Harry Fisher. Stanley didn't keep his. He's the beneficiary. Alan Christensen just moved himself back onto the ball here. Oh, fumble in a crucial moment here. Inviting pressure was Howard. That's not an area of the field you want to be doing that. But the relieving free kick goes the way of Holmes. Lucky there. Oh, another pretty ugly kick, but it was all right because in acres of space it was Sam Green who was able to just saunter forwards off half back and drives them long, looking for Presure. He wheels with it, turns inside. The handball was good. They'll go deep inside. Is Garland lurking? He is! He simply cannot be beat in the air at the moment. Garland, he's too big and he's too strong. Just moves his defender off the ball and he'll go back to put the Roos in front.
Yeah, he has just been far, far too good this afternoon. The veteran.
Big kick, Colin Garland. They've not led all afternoon. He can put them in front here. Cole Garland makes the umpire work, but he squeezed it home, and Clarence have taken the lead. 12-14-86 leads Lauderdale 11-15-81. They have come from the clouds. multiple times this afternoon we thought Lauderdale were about to just coast away with this one. Clarence just hung in there, and now they're threatening to run over the top of them.
Absolutely. We spoke, at three-quarter time about the way Lauderdale have finished off games this season, and we're seeing the exact repeat of what we've seen in their opening 2 games. The one thing they will have is some fresh legs because they had the bye last week, but at the moment, that's not the issue. It's stopping Colin Garland, who is dominating at the other end. And a restart here. Over to you, Lauderdale. What have you got for us? Smith and Green. Smith got it down. Sutton is there, but Shanti Doran does the hard work. Now Clarence are away again. Presure, but Sutton did well. Went to go for the handball, decides to go with a kick in the end. A smart one to Siggins. Siggins centres the football to Smith. Almost approaching time on here. Kick isn't great at all from Hayden Smith, and it's gone straight down the throat of Swinton. Swinton now decides to switch play to the far side of the ground. He's got options as well. Jack Presure goes further afield. Happy just to take their time here, Clarence. They hold a 5-point lead. As Drew said, haven't led all day until that Colin Garland goal. Now Rainbird. He goes right to the top of the square. Ball bouncing out the back. Chance for another one here for Clarence. Wheeling around is a great goal from Ollie Presure. They've got another one, the Roos, and they lead this one now by 11 points.
Yeah, they're running over the top of them here. The Bombers, we question, do they know how to win these games? It's not looking like they do. And again, just get it in long towards Garland. He drew both defenders there. 2 went at him. And that meant the Clarence player was free out the back. That was Presure, just waited out the back for it, picked it up. And even when he's not directly marking him, he's having a profound impact, Garland, because they're so worried about him. They're sending multiple defenders to deal with him. And Presure has extended their lead.
Haven't kicked a goal this quarter, Lauderdale. They need 2 at least to win. Clarence with the momentum. It's all the Roos here at the moment. Smith gets it back in the end. He's tackled though, and it's called a throw, I think, in the end.
I thought he got a fist to it, big Smith there. It's all going against him right now. Feels like the world is against him, and Clarence are wasting no time, just pumping it deep inside 50 once more. Why not? Get this defence under pressure. Looking a little brittle back there at the moment. We've ticked into red time, and Lauderdale now needing to find a couple of goals. They have struggled in last quarters down here at the tip this season, and they might be getting overrun once more. Staring down the barrel of 0-3 unless they can find something late. But it's Clarence. Oh, there was McGuinness laying a crucial tackle to prevent a shot on goal. But Swinton steps up and intercepts. And he chips it wide. A good kick, and he finds Hope wide at half forward. We'll just slow things down and probably send it deep to the square in the Garland direction once more. Leaping up and marking is Rainbird. Wow. Well, he could extend the lead to 17 points, and he might just put it beyond the Bombers here.
That is a sensational grab from Mitch Rainbird. We've seen some cracking marks this afternoon.
Highlight after highlight.
Goodness gracious me.
There's a couple of subs being made. I'm sure that's what we really need to see just at this particular moment. As Rainbird is going to go back with a crucial kick. And you can tell by the sound of the crowd that Rainbird has nailed it and extended their lead to 17 points after 22 minutes in this final term. That might just about be that.
Blow the siren, I'd say. She's all over. As we said, Lauderdale haven't kicked a goal this quarter. They need 3 at least to win this game.
They got 1 through Richmond, didn't they?
They might have actually.
Richmond kicked 1, but that's it. Apart from that, it's been all Clarence that been getting smashed.
I apologise. They have kicked 1, but they still need 3 to win here. And Clarence well and truly on top. Full credit to the Roos. They were soundly beaten that opening term and have fought their way back into this contest beautifully.
It's just a matter of staying close enough because they knew Lauderdale have struggled in final quarters this year, and that belief just crept in. Christensen must kick this goal if there's any chance. Alan Christensen pulls it back immediately and keeps a flicker, a glimmer of hope for the Bombers alive. They cut it back to 11 points at the 23-minute mark. They've got to be just about perfect from here, but an instant response just keeps them alive, Bruno.
It does. They needed it. You're right. The kick had to go through the sticks, and it did. We're looking at probably a 28, 29-minute quarter potentially.
Yeah, I think that'd still be a few minutes of time. There's time enough if they're good enough. The question is, are they good enough? I mean, Clarence have kicked 6. There's been 8 goals in this final term.
That's exactly what they need to do. Players like Christensen stepping up in big moments just like that. Smith. And now Smith goes for a run. McGuinness got away and did well in the end. He's going to get the footy back here, Josh, but he's got the handball away. Magro, can he step up? Jaden Magro, top of the square. Mark not taken. And ball spills out of bounds in the end. Gee, it must have been a matter of millimetres that fell out of Richmond's head. Was it Richmond, I think, that went for the grab?
I think it was Richmond and Walsh, and they
Both
might have
of
just
them.
about spoiled each other in the end.
Might have. Well, a pulsating finish this is. Round 4 TSL action from SkyBus Oval in Lauderdale. Can the home team get up? Here is a crack at goal. It's across the face, but the mark has been taken. And Michael Blackburn is the man with the football. In he wanders, and another one. Game on. Lauderdale back with the momentum. 98 plays 93, and still time left in this game for them to get another one. And gee whiz, we put the pressure on them, and they are delivering.
Well, they have snapped back to life. I mean, they looked like they had just about died. Suddenly, Clarence were running over. It was 6 goals to 1, 17 points at the margin. In the blink of an eye, they've gone bang, bang, back within 1 kick. Game on. What a finish we have. It's our second absolute thriller we've called down here at the tip this year. Say what you will about their performances in the last quarter. They're leading to some great games to watch.
My call was blow the siren, so it shows how much I know, Drew, as we restart again in the middle. Green. And now Clarence decide to go forward again. That's a good mark. It's Williams with the football. Christensen's his target, he gets it. Was smart enough not to play on. Sides the centre of the football, looking for Poland. Wasn't the greatest choice of options. They put themselves under the pump here, the Bombers, but they get the kick away. Falls out the back, inside 50. Magro's crunched in a big tackle. Brought to ground. Umpire will come and ball this one up. 5-point lead to Clarence.
I don't understand why Christensen squared it up there. They've got back into it, just getting the ball forwards quickly, putting the defence under pressure. Curious decision, but it worked out all right in the end. They've got a stoppage. Magro, he's grown into the contest. He's wrapped up here, though. 26 minutes have ticked by. There's been 9 goals in the final term, so it could be a long one, but we're definitely getting late. Lovely piece of ruck work. Almost found Christensen. Is that going to be a high tackle against Tilly? The umpire was on the blind side of it, and we'll have another stoppage. Every contest absolutely crucial here. 5 points to the margin, late in the final term. Smith wins it down again. Magro's wrapped up immediately, trying to come through. High tackle on Magro, is it? Or is it against him?
And now 50.
Oh, and then some
50.
abuse to compound it. And Clarence will get the ball at half forwards. Just the emotions getting the better of Magro there, I think. It was an interesting decision, but you just can't afford to protest it these days, Bruno.
No, you can't. That's exactly what happens. And Sam Green will be the man with the football right in the middle of SkyBus. What's he going to do? He's going to load up. Oh, he's gone the top. And mark not taken. Might have been taken high there. The Lauderdale player, umpire will ball it up instead. Well, that was less than ideal for the Bombers, wasn't it? And they're attacking into the ground. It's suddenly back down in danger territory for them. Umpire's blowing the whistle again here, and free kick going the way of Lauderdale. So Chance for them to reset and go again to the wing. Big leap by Green, takes the mark comfortably in the end. Maybe a couple of minutes left in this one. Who will come out on top? It's Clarence with the advantage at the moment. Inside 50 again, player on his own.
How does that happen?
I don't know. But Trent Hope is the man with the ball.
And you'd say, I'm having a shot here, umpire, and take every second you can.
Absolutely. Smart footy. Trent Hope. Can he be the hero here? And he wanders. Kicks on its way. It's got the distance, hasn't got the accuracy. It is out of bounds on the full, so Lauderdale will load up from the back line once more.
They've not got long. They've got to go and got to go quickly. A behind would have been really handy there, though. It keeps it at 5 points. Is that going to be a free kick there against Hooker? Play allowed to continue, and Clarence have won the ball back. Harper was strong, but he was slung. Now the kick forward into the middle of the ground. The Bombers have numbers everywhere here. Will it sit? Tackle laid by Paprotny was a huge one. Oscar Paprotny wins the free kick for holding the ball. And how crucial might that be? It was a 3-on-1. And he wins the free kick, and he can just chip it sideways, and they can run a bit of clock here. Will the Bombers get another crack? I'm not sure. We've gone 29 minutes here in the last quarter. Can't be long left. James Holmes kicks it. There it is. Clarence have come back in the final term to secure a famous victory here over Lauderdale. What a fight back. Lauderdale had this game seemingly wrapped up. The Roos have run over the top of them and claimed a 5-point win in an absolute thriller.
Unbelievable. Full credit to Clarence. You can see Colin Garland there, very, very happy on screen, and he was the man that stood up when it mattered most and got the job done. But gee, it's been a day of good performances for Clarence. Jared Harper was outstanding, the captain. You go through a whole list of players that play well. Mitch Rainbird was everywhere. But gee whiz, I look back to quarter time, Drew, it was 5-5 to 1-2, and Lauderdale looked in complete control. But again, they haven't been able to close out the game. It's happened to them, especially that game against North Launceston a few weeks ago. And they are starting the season zip and 3 with 3 home games under their belt.
Yeah, not the start they were after. They would have looked at the fixture and gone, a pretty good chance to get a couple of wins here early in the season at home and build into the season. Now they're behind the 8 ball. I reckon it was just past the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. The margin was about 26, 27 points. They missed a couple of really good chances, could have extended the lead, could have really just about buried them. But Clarence, they hung in there, they got a couple of goals. That's what they just kept doing all throughout the second and third terms, just hung in there. And then they got those 2 goals early in the final term, and suddenly the Bombers looked a little bit spooked. They had no answer to Colin Garland. He kicked 5, he was immense, and they've kicked 6 goals in the final term to run over the top of the Bombers and secure an incredible victory.
Well, a wonderful win for Clarence. Back-to-back victories under their new coach, Peter Ryan, against North Launceston last weekend, and now Lauderdale down at SkyBus Oval. Hope you've enjoyed the coverage here. Good Friday TSL footy on the Daily Potato Co live stream. We'll be back next Saturday for more, past our big clash on Anzac Day. Hope you can join us then. Have a great Easter.